You're listening to the Gamecasters.
Natalie, Jeff, and Ryan are the Gamecasters, and they do a board game show, inboxes, and nooks and games, and top 5 lists, and sometimes there's fart jokes.
Today's the day nobody waits for. Another episode of us entering your ears, not bothering to comment on the disgusting wax buildup, and then end up overflowing back out whence we came. We're like Gandalf fighting the Balrog from the deepest depths to the highest heights, only it's taking place inside you.
Ew. And
you love it. It's been a good 2 weeks somehow since our last episode, and there's always that feeling of, oh, again? It's happening again? You'd think after 5 years, 121 episodes, that feeling would wear off, but it never does. It's always some sort of mixture of like excitement, pressure, nausea, nervousness, dread, fear, arousal, and then eventually doom. We're prisoners. There's no way out of this. It's not big enough to make our fortunes, but it's a bit too big to walk away from without people questioning if we've died. So onward we march into oblivion for you, yes. But more so for duty, expectation, and the momentary high of hearing my wife groan in discomfort when I say something like duty or related to butt stuff. So, guys, we all know Natalie is short for Personality James.
Correct.
Right. Did you guys know out there that Jeff's full name is Jefferson Starship Madagascar? And mine is Rhinoceros James Bonding Solution? Did you guys know that? I bet they did. We're telling them for the first time. Our good buddy Steven's Christian name is actually Plurplegic.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And Miss French Toast, I think, is on her birth certificate. It says samples of Fritos. Those will be the only examples. But please come up with your own ridiculous name for yourself. Submit it to the Discord immediately so we can all laugh at you. And the one that makes us laugh the hardest is going to earn a most coveted spot of either, get this, guys, either weighing in on a future Nook topic or partaking in the top 5. What do we think about that?
Ooh, I like that.
Cool.
You're going to record your audio and send it to us, and boom, non-fame and misfortune.
Well, and I'll probably send you a box of games because that's what I do.
Coming with the audio that you send will be Jeff sending games back to you.
Correct.
It's going to give you that momentary high, though, when you hear Natalie groan in discomfort when you say something related to butt stuff, which is also a caveat of your recording. You must say something related to butt stuff to make Natalie groan. What have you guys been up to lately? What's been going on? Jeff, what about you?
Okay. Watching TV.
Okay.
Watching a show. Ready for a show? And then I have some reviews of something that I want to read that I've printed off.
The board game section's in a minute.
No. This is about something else. Let's talk about TV.
Oh, this sounds ominous.
Okay. I'm watching The House of Usher on Netflix.
Isn't that scary?
Okay, this has nothing to do with Usher, like the singer.
I swear I thought it did, though.
I know, he totally did.
I thought it was called The House of Ursher.
There's no Ursher anywhere. Like, I thought there'd be some song and dance.
Yeah.
There'd be some, someone singing Burn.
Usher.
There'd just be, but there's not.
Okay.
It's scary.
Do you like scary stuff?
No, yeah.
Oh,
I do.
didn't know
Yeah, remember
that.
he watched, what was that other show that you like to watch?
that,
Every season's different.
The House of the Haunted.
Oh, American Horror Story.
American Horror
Yeah,
Story.
that.
But the same person, I always mix the name of this up because it sounds like Betrayal on the Hill House Haunting.
Betrayal House on the Hill.
But it's
that
like whatever the Hill Haunting House thing on Netflix was.
In the haunting.
I know a lot of
Fuck,
people
I really thought I had it before I started
House
speaking.
on
Haunting Hill.
Hill.
the corner of Hill Haunting Street.
The corner of Hill of
We know what you mean.
Haunted.
Yeah.
What
that
is it?
one.
Seriously.
And he
It's
made
like Flipjack Flap Out.
Yeah. flip flop.
That was funny.
I think it's got a flip flop in it. The guy also made Midnight Mass and then another one. But now this is his third or fourth Netflix series. It's called House of Usher. And it's not scary that like jumps out at you or like
Good, I hate that.
slasher movie. It's nothing like that.
It's like psychological.
There's a little bit of like what's going on, and then there's like some creepy stuff in the background. There are a couple jump scenes, but it's not over the top. Mm-hmm. So they're all based on like Edgar Allan Poe stories.
Okay.
So I don't know any of them.
You know,
Because I
Quoth the
don't
Raven.
read fucking books.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't read books.
nevermore.
Okay.
Quoth the Raven.
All this
On your cellar
book
door.
reading Discord people keep popping up, and now this is what I got to deal with.
Listen,
the Discord people.
I had to make that channel under duress, Jeff.
Listen to this.
They
Listen
forced
to what's
him.
happening in our Discord, okay? You already in the Discord, you know this is happening. We have like, hey, what you painting? That's part of the hobby.
Yep.
What you playing? Cool. What'd you get? And people are posting board games. Great.
Well, there's
and
like
now,
food ones,
Now,
too.
What
now
you
we've
eating?
gotten into what you eating. Now we're what you're reading.
What you
and now
listening
there's
to.
like, how fast can you name the fucking countries of the world?
Dude, that was great.
Oh my
Like,
God.
And it was a
what are we
contest.
doing? No, it's funny.
Well, I mean, we're talking about TV shows right now. That's
Yeah, I
completely
know.
adjacent
No,
to board games.
I can't. I like tried a couple of those geography ones. I was like, I kind of I'm not even close.
I am horrible at
The only one I
geography.
might have gotten anybody on was like Africa in college. Would be the only continent I probably could have.
That's like the
ripped
hardest
through
It's the hardest
quickly.
one. That is
Yeah.
the hardest one. And that has yet to be beaten,
It
by
would
the
have
way.
to be in the heyday of when I was taking my African studies class.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm watching The House of Usher.
Okay,
It's not
for sure.
super scary, but it's good. And each episode, I think, so The House of Usher, I think, is an Edgar Allan Poe story itself about this family.
Maybe that's why they named him Usher. Maybe.
And then, yeah, it's got to be. And then each episode, I think, is also based on a Edgar Allan Poe story that kind of like, you know, like, I think the episode I'm watching now is called like Telltale Heart.
Is it about like an usher at like a wedding?
No.
Oh,
I think their last name is Usher.
I see.
Okay.
So it's
sense. That
this.
makes
This is not. It's not a spoiler. This guy is a very, very wealthy person. Okay, he has 6 kids from a few different baby mamas, and
The dream.
all the kids basically right at the beginning of the show, you find out like all of his kids are dead.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
And
The
they've all-
the
the
dream.
nightmare. The
Yeah.
they've all died recently, and they kind of go through like what happens to each of the kids. You start to figure out like how
Oh, they
he
didn't
gets his
die at the same
money.
time?
No, they've all been labeled as like freak accidents, right? So it starts to come through like what's happening, who's this, who are these people,
Usher,
how did they get their
Usher.
money? There's this like lawsuit happening, so there's some stuff going on, but it's like a dark. I wouldn't call it a thriller, but it's a dark, like suspenseful kind of show.
Okay.
okay.
But I kind of like it.
Well, it's popping off. People are loving it.
I know
Yeah,
that's
I've
why
I
heard
was
a lot of
really
buzz
interested in it
about it.
until I saw. So people were talking about it in the Discord, and I was like, I'm going to watch this. Natalie, we're going to watch this Usher show. And then the very next message was from somebody, and they were like, oh, I was watching it, and I was waiting for it to get scary, and it hadn't been, and then it did. And I was like, oh, we're not watching this.
Yeah.
Now
I
we're
know
not
it's
watching
scary.
it.
I have yet to
We're
get to a
wusses.
point where I feel like it's scaring me.
Okay.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
watch the Hill House Haunting corner?
No.
of
No,
Building
not
Street?
Anything's-
even-
Whenever
That
we hear
was-
scary, we're like, nah.
Nah.
That was amazing. That's this person's best work, and that was way scarier than what this is.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't even think that was super scary.
The scariest I can do is probably like,
Stranger Things.
yeah, Stranger Things, or the scene where Will Ferrell gets knocked into I'm still alive, but I'm very
Oh, yeah.
badly burned in Austin Powers. That's like
Shot
the
me.
scariest
You
I
shot
can
me
get.
right in the
Right
leg.
in the eye.
Yeah.
Why did you?
My legs are broken.
I've
I'm
been telling
very
Natalie,
badly burned.
I'm still alive, but
Yeah.
I'm very badly burned. Those movies are so,
It's
so
fucking
great.
good.
It's so great. Okay, here's what else
Man.
I got.
Okay.
So I have this thing from Reddit. Okay.
Oh, boy.
It's happened a little while ago, but I want to read this to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So this post on Reddit said this girl sold her poop. Okay.
Okay.
And these are the reviews from like the simps in the world of who
Oh,
like
so she's not just one
she is a
event.
Not one poop.
It seems
She
like
sells
she is
it.
she's this girl. I don't know if they like it's an OnlyFans or whatever, where people like buy her shit.
Why?
Okay. Well, we'll
Does she
find
like
out.
poop right into a gift bag?
It seems like it. Like they ship out a poop to these people.
Do you think it smells for the postal worker?
It's got to be no.
They probably
okay. Based on the
seal
reviews
it,
that I've
I would
read,
guess.
it seems like it's like a sealed container.
Oh God.
So let me read it for you.
What state of mind do you have to be in to click purchase on this?
They're
Gross. People are
What's
gross.
your state of mind?
obviously these people have a fetish, right? These
poop
dudes have a poop
fetish.
fetish,
It's a really
and they think this girl is hot.
unsanitary
So they're like,
fetish.
I'm going
I
to
want
buy.
the waste that comes from her anus.
Yes.
Have you ever saw a girl so hot you want her waist?
Well, shit, maybe I haven't.
We need to find hotter girls.
You have
We
yet
gotta
to find
we haven't.
her.
There's not been hot enough
Yep.
girls.
Not a girl has been hot enough where I want her poop. So Mr. Tyler says that she has the smelliest and most delicious poop ever.
No, you're gonna get sick.
As soon as I opened the container, the smell surrounded the room and made me rock hard.
Oh, it's so aromatic.
can't even look at any.
Definitely will buy again.
Did
Eating poop.
is this in stars or in
Yeah,
fecals?
that's 5 stars.
Five.
Yeah, 5 shits out of 5
fecals.
shits.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just it gets worse.
I would
It's
love to
not-
hear
it's
these.
Worse
not
than
great.
that? Worse than eating it?
Well, eating. Oh, he's Mr. Tyler's not the only one.
Well, okay, he said delicious. Does that necessarily mean he's ingesting
Yes.
it? You
Well,
could-
let's get to the other ones.
Okay.
John, a verified owner. They're all verified owners, so they've been verified that they've bought this girl, which I think based on the things, her name is Alexa. Ooh, is that going to set something off in here?
Probably. Yeah.
Yep.
She did just hear you.
Go away.
She's on alert.
Never mind.
Alexa, turn
I
off.
want to buy your poop.
Do you have any poop to buy?
Alexa, let me buy your
You're gonna
poop.
have poop coming. Would you like to buy poop? I added poop to your Amazon
Yeah.
shopping cart.
Oh my God.
Okay. John says, I repeat, this is the greatest thing ever. First, one needs to consider the value of this delicacy.
Okay.
There are probably 5 of these product tops in this week's time. So get in line because there's certainly a demand. So there's a demand for this woman's poop.
According to John.
So he's been waiting a long time for this goddess, Poo Alexa.
I kind of want to see what she looks like.
What?
Do you want just? I'm
going to Google her.
Yeah,
Like-
Google her.
Should I write poo?
How much does she charge, I wonder?
It's like a surprise Christmas. Once you get the tracking number, you just sit in your browser and refresh each morning. Takes a few days to get there. Does she poop in bags?
Poop-filled Twinkies. This
Aaron
person is selling.
Aaron said, I pay for pointless shit all the time. Now I'm finally getting what I paid for. A thick, hard, smelly release from one of the cutest EFRO girls in the industry.
EFRO.
I don't know what that means. I didn't want to look it up because I thought maybe you would know.
The first thing that comes up is Zac Efron. Zac Efron is first. Acronym for Erotic Female Relieving Observance.
So is she a shitter?
A very common fetish involving watching women fart, pee, and poop, yet not in a hardcore scat way, which is like where someone's shitting on someone else. I think maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
It's what Google says.
I have no idea.
So this is where people just watch other people poop, but don't want them to be pooped on.
Like they're pooping and just like
I think
going
the actual poop is what they like, not the poop touching another human
the
being.
poop coming out of the butt.
Okay, here's what
This is
Aaron also
so
says.
gross.
Aaron also said that he loves watching clips of this person, because I don't want to set that thing off, play with her front and release from her back.
She's fingering herself.
While he gets off with her lump in his hand. Priceless.
Whoa! So he's holding it.
I know.
Seeing her making a new one.
The poop knife is one thing. Are we going to do a point where we're just going to cut this segment? Should we restart the episode?
Cut this
Are we
segment?
getting
I'm slightly
Does she
horrified.
what if she held the poop knife as it was coming out and cleaved it in
cut it.
twain as it was coming out of her
and you
anus?
can buy them as like what you want, slice 1, slice 2, slice 3, and you can buy them right there
I
on
think
the
that
spot.
could be interesting where she has 2 cups underneath her butt and she's cleaving it as it's coming out and then it separates into the 2 cups at the same time.
Andy said he waited for
I
a
have
long
ideas for
time
this
to
girl.
consume this tempting chocolate.
Consume! Oh, did she put it in food? Because I saw one person that put it in a Twinkie.
Okay, it might be this. I first tried all the other treats like brownies, Twinkies, cookies, but her poop is better than any treat I've ever eaten. Natalie, look
You're
at
eating
Natalie's
actual
face.
human waste,
it's
though.
It can't be good.
So mind-boggling that there's somebody who's making like a living
God, I'm
selling
jealous.
their
Her own
poop
shit.
Can you
and pooping
imagine
in front of people,
you're-
and then
you're-
people are excited
You're
to
like
buy
at Christmas
it and
with your
eat
family and you're
poop.
like, oh, Alexa, hey, what's been going on? I haven't seen you in a while. What's been going on?
Well, I'm doing really well. Like my
Okay.
business
My
is
poop
taking
business.
off.
Really? You have a business?
Yeah, I have a business.
What do you do?
Have you ever gone to the bathroom?
Yeah.
like
What do
you've
you
gone to
mean?
the
Of course.
bathroom, right?
Yeah.
So
I went,
what
like,
I'm
10 minutes
doing
ago.
is instead of like going to the bathroom, in my
You're
own
installing
toilet,
toilets in people's houses.
No. Now, what I'm doing instead
Vanities?
of pooping in the toilet, I poop
Wait.
into small containers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I did.
I bought that from you.
Yeah. And then I put them in and I send them to people like Andy and John and Mr. Tyler.
How much money do you make from this?
Oh, so much. They're so weird, and I just make lots and lots of money pooping and selling it. This has to be conversations that she has.
This
with
is what's
people.
happening at Christmas dinner.
Andy also
Or she
plans to use this treasure by smearing it all over his face and body,
Okay.
eating a little bit of eating pieces, using it like gel, take a bath in it.
So they're waffle stomping it is probably the worst thing you could do to it.
What's his name
Yeah.
again?
John and
Jefferson,
Andy.
Madagascar or something?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Jefferson
you
Airplane,
find
Madagascar.
Things pop up on Reddit. You just scroll through and it just pops up. Maybe because I'm buying her poop and I'm just like, I pretended to be Andy.
Let me know when you indulge. I'd like to come over and watch you and see how fast
Yeah,
it
this
takes you to
person says,
vomit.
I don't eat poop often. In fact, it's rare. But her poop tastes good. Yet I'm disgusted by my own. So this person eats his own, but loves hers.
Well, he had to try his own brand after he was like, I kind of like this.
It took 3 or 4 days to finish
Oh my
the dish.
God.
Just got it in a container today, ate about half of it.
How do you find out you're into that sort of thing?
I have no idea.
Like, I can actually understand there's fucking freaky people out
could
there
throw up
that are
right
into
now.
everything. But how does it come about where you're like, I think I want that?
I think I'm gonna.
That's
eat,
gonna
I'm gonna
make
eat
me
that.
jizz, I think.
Like you look and then you're tempted
Yeah,
to
like you
eat
see
it.
someone pooping, which at first you're like, oh no, they're pooping, and then you're like, I have a boner.
Well, sometimes
What happens
taking
there?
a really huge dump can be sort of like it can feel really good.
Yeah, so the person taking the dump.
Maybe they
Well,
were
they're
maybe
taking
they were
it.
masturbating.
But have you ever
while
looked
they
in the
were
toilet and was like,
I should probably
just grab that and take a bite.
Harden that and shove it back up there.
What if I was a hot girl and I pooped? Would I like that?
How about I hold hers in my hand while she's doing it? And I don't know how it starts.
And it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't end. I think that just is going to keep going from here.
Well, I mean, she's always going to be eating.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah,
It's
there's
an
no
endless supply.
shortage
She
of
can
poop.
she can just keep
She
making
just
it.
keep just the container business. She
Fibrous
just has to
meals.
Buy containers to put them in.
Yeah.
Her
She
product
seems-
is self-sustaining.
And it's free.
She just keep
Right.
going.
Fiber One.
She doesn't have
renewable
to
Do we
energy.
know? Do we know what she charges?
No, I don't. This was just the post
that's
on
gross.
Reddit that there was like this person posted and was like, "This is weird" or something. It was like weird internet shit or weird reviews.
Weird internet shit
Yeah,
is
that's what
right.
it is. I think it was like a weird
Literally.
reviews, and someone was like, "Here are the reviews from people who bought this girl's shit on the internet."
Imagine you wake up in the morning and you're like, I gotta go to work. I'll be back in about
Well, we had a rough day because nothing was really
I
solid.
couldn't get anything out. It was all watery.
I had the hot brown rain today, so I couldn't sell that really. Nobody wants diarangus.
No, I want. Everybody wants my whistle to be clean.
Yeah, so that's yucky.
That's
I don't know if
very
I've taken the
yucky.
show in a direction, but
This is where we've been for
This is-
years.
okay,
I
yeah,
think.
this-
So
I don't
this
think
is
anyone
par
would be
for the
surprised
course.
by this, but
Well, new people maybe.
Natalie's.
So this is the kind of highbrow information
Yeah, you really-
you
Well,
can
can I
expect
just
from the
say-
Gamecasters.
on a different note, everybody, I know you care. I completed the community center.
Stardew Valley
hallelujah.
stuff. She's 135 hours in now.
No, it's like 140.
Oh my God, Nelly.
Holy shit, man.
So it was 100 last time I was here. So in 2 weeks, you've done 40 hours. So in 2 weeks,
Full work day. Full work week.
You've worked 70 to 80 hours, and you've played 40 hours of, what was it, Stardew Valley?
I think there's some
Yep.
overlap there. Right, Natalie? Should we talk
I don't
to
think so. I
Seth?
think it's, yeah.
There's actual no work going on. So we don't just talk about shit on this show. We do. It's about 40%. So 40, 60 shit to board games.
Yeah.
But we do play some board games occasionally as well. And I have not personally been on the forefront of what's new and hot and exciting lately, mostly because my lust for board games has been waning over recent years. But one thing I do love is food. Not poop. Well, I don't mind doing
Yeah,
it.
well,
It feels good sometimes.
Do you know that you
I
don't
don't. I've
love
not tried it.
her poop?
I don't. Well, yeah, hers exclusively. But this, it
Yeah.
sounds like Andy tried his own first. And he was like, I don't really
that's
like
true.
it.
Well, let me ask Natalie a question. Let's say that Ryan has been hiding one of this, like a fetish like this. Like it starts with peeing in bottles, right? and then he comes up and he's like, "Listen, I've been peeing in bottles a
Will
lot.
Will you
drinking
pee
it.
in bottles
that
so I can
really,
drink it?
That really turns me on. And then it leads to like, let me pee on you. Will you pee in the bottle? Let me see what your poop is. And it just starts leading down this path. At what point do you tell Ryan, no?
Probably pretty early on.
Oh, you are not. Wait, you're not even going to be open minded to it.
You're not even gonna let.
You have
like,
no.
You love him.
It's winter. Listen, winter is coming.
Okay, now
I
what if
don't
he's
like
sang a song?
waste.
I'm
What if
just
he's
saying.
sang a song about it, and he's like, he's like, I have a song to sing for you.
I'm
and he
gonna pee
serenaded
on you. Yes, I do.
Drip, drip, drip.
I feel
he's just gonna,
like, there's things that I would possibly do,
They'd
but
be
I
okay
think
with?
I would draw
What are
the
those
line.
things?
Wait,
Let's list those
I think I would
Let's
draw
make a
the
list.
line at peeing
Welcome
and
to our
pooping,
top five
though.
segment.
Okay,
Top
so the-
5 things Natalie hasn't done with Ryan, but will.
So the line is pee and poop. That's the line.
Okay, pee pee poo poo.
Everything
No,
underneath that is fair game, up for discussion.
I think so, yeah.
Everybody, think of something I can do underneath pee and poop. That might be
Okay.
really hot.
At
All
least
of
I
you that
would
were thinking of your
consider
goofy
it. This
nicknames,
is-
stop it. Okay, no
I
more.
would at least
No,
consider
no,
it.
new competition.
This other
New
stuff I
competition.
wouldn't consider, I don't think.
So no pee. So if Ryan brought up to you and was like, "That's my thing,"
Yeah, what if I was like, listen,
And this is a serious
is
conversation
the
where he's like-
only way I need my urine to hit your boobs.
That's how I get
It's winter
It.
soon. It's going to be at least warm. You can just close your eyes and pretend it's.
water. It's Arnold Palmer.
You can pretend it's
She's not
lukewarm
digging it.
coffee.
She's thinking about it. I appreciate you thinking about this.
That
in a
just
serious
means
way.
you love me.
You love
Because I'll
him.
tell you this. You'd be out the fucking door in 1 second if you told me you wanted to pee on me.
Bye. Listen, hey Ryan, I've been meaning.
Get out. Get out.
I've been meaning to talk
Get
to you
out.
about.
Get out. I can tell where this is going. Get out of here.
I need to take a shit on you.
Oh.
Like that's what we need to do.
Actually, I thought that I would say I'm going to kick you out, but this is kind of doing it for me.
It's the smell,
Here's your suitcase.
too. The
You don't
smell
even know
of
what it
that
smells
stuff.
like. I've never peed or pooped in your general vicinity.
General directional.
So listen, we've had situations where we lost our water.
Oh my God, I didn't think you were going to end that with water.
And
We lost our
can't
power.
flush the toilet, right? And I just, like, mostly this is like the kids. But
Well,
like,
it's got to be fresh, obviously.
I would
That's
walk
stale.
by-
Yeah,
It's got to be
Pete.
fresh.
This one's coming. This is coming right from the
from the
source.
tap.
Yeah, it's coming right from the source. It's filtered.
In
right
fact,
coming right
you
out.
can actually take it from the tap and if you want. I could probably hold it for a second while you do that, and we pretend it's just
No.
you're getting a beer at the bar.
No.
It's James Lager.
Oh man!
RJ
Thank you for
Ale.
considering all these.
Anyway, I do love food, specifically sliders. Sliders are fucking delicious. Mini hamburgers that slide down your gullet. I'm like a duck when I eat them. I don't chew it. It just slides.
You're a duck.
So when I found out they were making a board game about my most favorite Get the Shit slider establishment, I was like, holy what? We're really scraping the grease off the griddle here for our themes nowadays, aren't we? But hey, DeVere also has a game about silkworms. So anything's possible, it sounds like. If you haven't guessed by now, the game I'm talking about is called The White Castle, and it's all over the BGG Hotness page and really seems to be getting a lot of positive buzz. I even saw in a review that said, "Is this the perfect Euro?" And I got juiced.
What?
The juice built up, and I had to go off in the corner and juice myself on Natalie's boobs. Juices pee. So to
Natalie's boobs
prepare,
are still Natalie's boobs. The juice is pee. I'm still Ryan. Natalie's boobs, but juice with pee in that.
So to prepare for playing this one, I let Scarlett cough directly in my mouth in hopes of getting diarrhea. That didn't work, so I ordered a crave case, some chicken rings, and finally the poo-poo water rained down like Niagara Falls, and I was in the mood to sleep it off. I popped a Pepto, sat down, and prepared to learn. What I found was that I expelled my bowels for nothing. It's funny, I didn't realize when I was coming up with this that this was going to be apropos. This is how it happens. This is what it happens all the time. For this game was not about the fast food restaurant known for grease and slop, but was actually about a castle that's white. Himeji Castle in Japan, to be exact. Gone were the sliders, replaced with koi ponds. My bloat was for nothing.
Oh, being bloated is the worst.
In White Castle, players are disappointingly not moving their burger meeples around to sit at a counter, order fast food, and keep the bathroom in working order, which would be the most difficult job in the game, and instead are playing over 3 rounds, placing dice to take actions or tending a garden, moving upwards throughout the interior of the castle itself, and training to defend the castle. I've talked about toit games before, Jeff. This game takes toit and toitens the screws to create a taut 10th thread of toitness, as you only have 9 turns the entire game.
Sounds toit.
The game lasts 3 rounds, and each round you choose and place 3 dice.
Whoa.
That's it. And you have a lot of shit you need to do in a baggie that you send off on eBay to some person's house. You have a personal player board that has 3 different kinds of meeples sitting on top of the dynamic player board. Yeah. Whenever you take one of these 3 main actions, tending the garden, moving throughout the castle, or training for battle, you remove one of these meeples from your board, revealing stuff you can get when you take a player board action. And then you place that meeple in the spot to get its stuff. The game revolves around dice. There are 3 different colors of dice, and at the beginning of each round, they are rolled, and each color is placed in numeric order. Okay, so I roll the orange, the black, and the white, and then they each are ordered like low to high. Okay?
Got it.
On your turn, you're taking one of these dice of any color you want, and you're playing it onto the game board or your personal player board, worker placement style. The trick is you can only take either the lowest die. Is it either or either?
However you want to say it.
I say either, but
Do you always say either, or sometimes
Do you
say
switch
either
it up
or
and
I
say
don't think
either?
I ever say either.
Either sounds like more pretentious, and so I'm going to
Either
say
way.
either. Either way, the envelope.
Would you say either way?
either way, yeah.
Is it envelope or envelope?
Either way, I want to.
Either way.
go.
Either way. Either way.
That's either way.
Either way, the envelope and envelope go. Okay. The trick is you can only take either the die of the lowest value or the die of the highest value. So I roll the orange dice. I get a 1, a 4, and a 6. I can only take the 1 or the 6. I can't take the 4. Okay. Once you decide that, you place that die onto a worker placement spot that also has a pip value printed on it. Any die can go onto any space, regardless of the pips that are printed on the board. If you place a die that's lower than the pre-printed value, you have to pay coins equal to the difference. So if the pre-printed value says 5, I place a 3, I got to pay 2.
Makes sense.
All
That's
right?
math.
If you place one higher than the pre-printed value, you receive coins equal to the difference. Ooh. Each worker placement spot on the castle of the board is next to a card. The cards have different actions on them and are only able to be triggered by certain colors of the dice. So that's why the colors matter. It's a random population during setup of all these different colored dice tokens.
Okay.
So if I take a white die 6, I place it on a space with a 4, that has 2 white action tokens on it. I first take 2 coins because I put a 6 on a 4.
Right.
And then I get to carry out both white actions on that card because I have played a white die
matches. Okay.
that are next to the white tokens. Exactly. And I can take those 2 actions in any order I want. And this is where the game starts to get interesting. The actions are not only to get resources or points or something, but they're the main ways of action chaining. And I might take that action that lets me take 2 actions on the card next to the white tokens, right? And then one of those actions gives me 2 resources, but the other one is to pay a resource to take one of the 3 main board actions that I talked about. And when I take that main board action, it might have something that lets me pay something else to take another action. And so all of a sudden, those 9 turns, while very toit, sometimes can last a while and seem to expand more and more as the game goes on. And it opens up and possibilities start to present themselves. And then it's over. The game ends at the end of the 3rd round after the 9th turn has been played by everyone. And then you total up points in each of the 3 areas of the game. And the most points is the winner. So things I liked.
Yep.
Dude, this game, I think, has every single... Okay, fine. Dude and dudette. This game has every single thing I love about board games rolled into one neat little tiny package. It's got a dynamic player board, which I fucking love.
Yep.
It's got action chaining, which I love.
Yes, you do.
It's got dice worker placement, which I love.
You sure do.
It plays in an hour or less with 2, which is fucking great. I love that. It's got the Japanese theme, which I love. The game I'm designing has that theme. It's got a weight just above 3, which I love. Mm-hmm. This game was made for me, and I just really enjoyed every single moment I spent with it. It's medium weight. Okay, it's like a 3.05. And to me, it strikes that perfect balance of there's not a million options to lock my brain up, but there's enough that you have to think about like what's best for a few moments. And then sometimes you see a path that lets you take all 3 of the main actions in one fucking turn. And it's the most glorious feeling of stuff like that. Yeah, it's that clever stuff we talk about all the time. And I felt so smart when it happened like that. Like, oh yeah. Throughout the game, you're revealing spaces on your player board from those meeples. And you're also adding cards in a splayed line to get you stuff, kind of like in Bitoku. You know how you have that like splayed line of cards in Bitoku on the bottom?
Yep.
And this kind of thing is in the White Castle too.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. It's very in and out. It's the old in and out. You are gaining resources and spending resources fucking constantly every turn because you only have 9 turns to work with. So while you can action chain, you still need to work hard to be as efficient as possible because you are going to get on one turn, you're going to get 3 of the mother of pearl resource, but you need to immediately spend those to move up into the castle on your very next action. So resources are coming in and going out constantly. Things I didn't like. This brings up the one point of something I could see people not liking, and this game almost ends before it begins. I loved that personally. I felt like I had just enough time to get some really, really cool stuff done, but not everything. I don't like being able to do everything in games like this. But I love the feeling of like, what do I do? There's all these things. I can only do some of them. I got to make the best decision for me. And I love that. I felt like I had just enough time, like I said, and I enjoyed that puzzle, but I could also see if someone wants to spend time building up an engine and then running it, this isn't the game for you because it's going to be over before you get anything really, really set up. It needs constant movement and go. Spend that resource now because you might not get any more and you're wasting time. The game's like a flash in the pan, but that flash is so bright, hot, gooey, protein rich, and satisfying that I just want to be blinded by it again and again and again. Another thing I could see someone being a bit underwhelmed with is the weight. Now, this thing is not a big chunky Euro. It's got a good weight to it, but it's on the lighter side of crunchy. All right, slightly heavier than the Red Cathedral. And actually designed by the same team who call themselves, I don't know if you knew this, Llama Dice, which I think is a game.
That's a game.
That's the name.
Llama Dice?
I don't think so. But this design team calls themselves Llama Dice, which is funny. Okay. I personally liked it better than Red Cathedral. It's very, very, very different, so it's not like you can really compare the two. I will likely be alone there as I know how much everyone else loves that game. But overall, I did not really say anything negative about it. I loved it.
It's getting...
It's getting
reviews.
some buzz.
So I don't think you'll be alone in loving the game.
I will in my marriage.
Yes.
So let's talk about that next in Natalie's
I will take it off your hands on the way out the door. Thank you.
Natalie's thoughts. Natalie, what did you think of the White Castle?
Well, I have a real quick story. No.
On Ryan.
You're out
about
of here.
the White Castle, the restaurant. I've never had White Castle before.
What?
Because there's a reason.
It's not
because
that good.
literally time anyone would ever talk about it, they would just talk about how it makes you shit your pants.
It does.
Yeah, it tastes like
And
feet.
so
That's all it does.
I've always been like
tastes
too
like a foot, you
afraid
poop your
to ever
pants.
try it because I'm like, I don't want to just shit my pants.
You will too.
So then
especially if,
I'm
if your stomach is
If
not
you
used to it.
figure it
too
out, you
afraid
could
to
like
eat it.
eat it at home and just shit in the toilet. You
I
you don't
know.
have to do it in your pants. It's not like a requirement.
I know.
Just
But,
right though. It's not like it's not like the upside is it's so delicious.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
For
it's
me,
not
it was
like
like-
anybody's like, oh, I love White Castle. Everybody's just like, ooh, White Castle. It'll make you shit your pants.
You could also shit into
That's the
container
only
and
thing
send
I've
it
heard
to
about
people
it.
who adore you.
People get it when they're drunk, I think, because it's really greasy and it like
Yeah.
it satisfies
I get
that I'm
Taco Bell
drunk
when
kind
I'm
of thing.
drunk.
A lot of people do that too. But I used to eat it in high school
Yeah.
and I loved it. But it definitely made me shit every fucking time. So it's not, you're not missing out. I'll say that. But I am surprised that you never had it before.
Yeah, just like one.
Nope.
Okay.
That's kind of strange. All right, let's hear
All
your
right.
thoughts.
Anyways,
Wait,
okay.
did that sour you on the game before we started? Because it wasn't actually about White Castle.
I know. It would have been no. Okay, so I loved that it was quick.
Oh,
I did.
Boy.
It was a very good time frame. That was awesome. I honestly I don't really have anything bad to say about it, but I also don't really feel like it did anything that particularly like stood out to me. I don't not like this game. I just don't love it. Like you love it. I just kind of feel like, oh yeah, okay, that was good. It was like that. It was my feeling.
I was
when we
so
only played it
disappointed
once,
because I was like, I loved this so much. We're never going to play it again now.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
I said I'd try it again.
Yeah,
Try it
but
again. Oh,
I did like
Yeah, that's
how
under duress.
you could. There was a lot of like comboing you can do on your turns. That was cool, and like
attack.
running your lantern cards and like the stuff on your board. That was cool. It feels cool to like get
yeah.
more stuff or extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there also is like some. I mean, maybe we just had different plays. I feel like there's some randomness that can be a bummer, like when you have no way to take one of the main board actions because there's literally just nothing out there that lets you take it, or somebody else like took that spot.
In a
And
two-player
that-
game, yeah, that's harder because remember in a 3 and
true.
4-player game, you
Yeah.
can like put dice on top of each other.
Yeah, right.
To take the actions more, but I mean, it's still
Okay.
basically the same
Well,
thing because if two people took it
two-player
in front of you,
Yeah, no,
you still
that's
can't
true.
do it.
Yeah, so that like I mean, I remember, for example, like one of the 3 main board actions would have given me like a decent amount of points, but there was no way to take that, and so I just had to do something that just was not even ideal at all because that was the only option I had, and so like that was kind of just like oh,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know, it was all right, it was good.
Oh, man.
It was a good game, but I would say
I'll say
loved
that it's really this is kind of backwards. Typically, it goes the other way around. Typically,
Yeah.
I'm the one. Natalie's like, "This is great, I loved it," and I was like, "Nah."
yeah.
So
know,
it hurts this
strange.
way. I wish
Yeah,
it was
that
the other way
hurts.
around. I wish it was. I wish this feels like probably what.
Natalie feels like when you hate her game.
Well, I'm trying to think of a game that you like loved that I did not like.
Me?
Yeah. I don't think there's that many because typically, if like one of us loves a game, the other one usually kind of really likes it too. So
Well,
you're
I
the
love
first. So fuck it.
Witchstone.
True.
And you're just kind of
I
like,
do
it's
like
okay.
Witchstone though. I wouldn't get
Yeah,
rid
but-
of it. I feel like if I was like, let's get rid of White Castle, you'd be like, oh, thank God, I don't got to play that again. Witchstone I like. I'm just not in. You're like, you want to play it every day,
Yeah.
and I'm just kind of like, well, we just played it. Yeah, let's play something else.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's how the dynamic is.
Okay, so Witchstone for you, White Castle
Like
for
this
me.
isn't like you. I'm never playing this because there are some games that you like, and I'm like, no. This one, I'm like I
Maria.
would definitely play. Yes, exactly.
Maria or Cthulhu Death May Die.
yeah.
I mean, I'd play that,
Not Natalie games.
but yeah, it's not
They're not
my
Natalie.
thing.
This
But,
one
like,
is.
No,
This one
that's
is
what I
really
mean.
very
So this
Natalie.
one's different than those. Like I would play this again. It's just I'm not excited about it. Like
You need to have
are.
a better play.
I would play it again, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
I would, but if you want to have sex, I won't. All right, Jeff, what do you got, man? What have you been playing?
Okay. I want to start by saying that Devin and I played Marrakesh.
Yes.
We played the Essential Edition.
Talk about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
not
Well, how?
the-
So you don't have a frame of
Talk about it,
reference.
talk
I
about
don't.
it, talk
Other
So-
than just seeing it on the table at
Yeah. The mini Nerd Fest.
Nerd Fest that we had with Measles copy.
I would love to hear a couple thoughts about it.
So I would say after a play, it's like a top 3-4
Yep.
Feld game.
Fuck yeah.
So you liked it as much as
Fuck
us.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just great. It reminded me of what Feld does just so good. Like doing these like point salad mini games everywhere and doing the action selection in a cool, unique, different-ish kind of way. Even the tower's stupid.
Yeah, it is. Did you put the things in upside down?
No.
Okay.
just
I
put
heard
them in.
I heard that was like could help get them stuck
gives a shit?
more.
We did get a handful stuck throughout the game. Maybe
Okay.
like 5 got stuck randomly. Like they came out. I think on our last throw, we got 2 of them stuck, which was kind of annoying. It was like our last turn. So instead of like just a massive amount of those, the cylinders, the keshis,
Yeah, they're cardboard.
you use the cardboard keshis and you just lay them out.
Was it kind of fiddly?
Not really. It wasn't that bad. Because Dev and I just took the keshis and we just tossed them back in like our pile and then grabbed the things. It didn't feel weird, but again, I don't have the frame of reference of just taking them and putting them on your board.
Yep.
So I don't know. I thought it was great. It was
It's so good. I'm glad to hear you say
it was
that.
just cool, like deciding what colors you take and then activating probably different colors than what you took, setting up and going, all right, I still have my green and my blue and my brown keshi left. Let me maybe take a green one that Devin put in there because next time I'm going to put a green one out and then it'll activate it. It was just, that was a cool.
It's cool to hear that. I was expecting you to talk or to like. I like that. That's what you liked about it. I was expecting you to gravitate toward like the mini game kind of thing.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
I did
because
like
that's
that.
what Trajan's got. You know, so I was like, I wonder if I feel like he likes that about Trajan. I wonder if he'll like this about Marrakesh.
Yeah, so I think with Trajan, what I would like more is I like the mini games better in Trajan. I feel like they're a little more connected.
Yeah.
Marrakesh has like 5 of those tracks that are just like you just kind of
Just
move
go up the
them.
track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just great. I think so. We have like Castle of Burgundy and Trajan, Castle of Burgundy are like 1, 2, and then there's like this Bonfire and Amerigo are probably like right there.
5.
And
Yeah, we're pretty similar. Without Bonfire, we would probably replace Bonfire with something like Carpe Diem, which we both really like.
Yeah.
But we're there too. I think Natalie's probably the same 1, 2 as you, just flip flopped. You're Trajan Burgundy, right?
I think so. Yeah,
And you're Burgundy Trajan.
full name Burgundy.
I think I'm Burgundy. I only played Marrakesh once.
I know. Part of me wants to put Marrakesh.
I know.
2
Marrakesh
or
is so
3.
good, man.
I would play it again.
Ooh, it's good. All right, what do
It
you
might
got?
be
Yeah, we've been
long
wanting
with
to play
4,
it.
but okay. I got a game called Moon. Hey, if the moon were made of spare ribs, would you eat it? Maybe.
What?
That's from SNL. You ever seen that skit?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, look it up.
Okay.
So, I have 2 games about the moon. Let's just talk about
That's
them.
weird.
The first one is just called Moon.
Luna Capital.
Lunar Rush
Oh,
is the
close.
name of the second game. So there is is that the one with the penis
Yes.
tower? Yeah. Okay. The dick tower is Lunar Capital. Yeah. That's from Devere too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So this one is Moon. Okay. So I got and played Moon. It's from Sinister Fish Games, and they have these other 2 games called Villagers and Streets,
Okay.
which I think if I told you, Natalie, that you don't know these games, but if I showed you the cover, I think you might know these
Villagers
games.
sound familiar.
Yeah, all 3 of them are in almost like Cards Against Humanity type boxes, where they're like long, skinny-ish box, and then you pull off the top, and it's like a card row, or like a row of cards, right? Okay, so this is a card drafting, engine building game, just like Villagers and Streets. Same design team, same look, same art. I think the artist is the designer. So they have a very similar just baseline of what type of game they are. And you are on the moon, and you are trying to be the capital of the newly settled moon.
Okay.
Doesn't that sound fun? Yeah. Okay, so players start with this hand of cards that represent like an expedition to the moon. So the hand of cards is, here's all these things that show up to the moon, and they're visiting your area. And you basically take one of those cards to keep in your almost capital of the moon area. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's one expedition card in that like pile of cards, in your hand of cards. There's one expedition cards and these structure cards. So on your turn, you choose a structure card to build or like recycle it, just like any other pick and pass type of game. It's very much like a Seven Wonders. It's a Wonderful World. If you like those games, this will be a game that you like. So those structure cards are ways, just like in Seven Wonders and It's a Wonderful World, to get resources. You get one-time powers, points, other just kind of good shit. There's like 5 different colors. They all do different things. Like pink ones you can activate once and flip over. Red ones give you like an all-game power kind of stuff. And then there's like these 2 that basically like get your engine going of like, okay, this allows me to have 3 greens and I can build these types of flags, right? And then that one expedition card in all of the hands has like an ability, or it has some sort of power or special rule that changes what you do with that stack of cards. So you would pass me your cards. I would look at it, and the expedition card would say, you get double the resources if you trash a card this turn. So if I trash a card, I would get double. That's cool. You wouldn't because you have a different expedition card. Mm-hmm. Or it's like, I would pay you instead of paying the resources to the general supply when I pay. And then that deck gets then passed to the next person. So everybody's kind of using these powers, but it sort of changes how you look at your hand. And then you're also trying to like claim these goal cards that say have a certain amount of something, and you're just trying to claim them on your turn. So in each era, you play somewhere between like 5 or 7 cards, and there's also powers that'll let you do more. You do 3 eras, and the game's over. Okay. Moon. Mm-hmm. I kind of liked it. I didn't love it, but I kind of liked it.
Okay.
I think while I was playing, I was having a good
White
time.
Castle?
No, I liked it more than
Okay.
you like White Castle. I had a good time playing it, and I enjoyed like a lot of aspects of it, but like when I was playing, I was like, okay, this is fun. I like what I'm doing. And then I was like, man, this is going way too long.
Yeah.
It was really long with 4, but let me talk about stuff I like. The
like
art,
how long?
12 inches?
like it was like, yeah, but really girthy, you know.
Okay, yeah. So 12 is
not-
too long.
Well, it's not girthy. It was like 12, but not girthy, which is not really what you want.
Oh.
Like pencil?
Right? You don't want it to be long and not girthy.
No, if it's going to be long, it's got to have
It's
girth.
got to have a
or
little
else
bit of girth. So there
you're
wasn't a lot of
freak.
girth. So Moon has like this cool art style that Villagers and Streets had. So Ryan, can you pull up the Villagers? And
Yep.
I made a bet to Natalie that she would know the cover of Villagers.
100%.
Oh.
But wouldn't necessarily know the game. And the art, I think, is really cool. Like, everything's on this white background, and it just is, like, colorful
might
and
not,
pops.
actually.
Does that look familiar to you?
Yeah, that does look familiar.
Phew. Okay.
I thought Villagers sounded familiar.
Okay. Yeah, and Streets, I think, kind of fell through the cracks, and I think Moon is a little bit bigger than Streets. I'm just making shit up.
Man, they're really going outward. What's
Like
it going to be after
Jason
this?
Street.
Yeah.
Solar systems?
Yeah, solar systems. So, rules are, like, super simple, straightforward. I said I already love the art. But there is some really cool depth in selecting the cards and getting sort of your engine going. And I would say, like, if you've played Seven Wonders, if you've played It's a Wonderful World,
I have.
This is like a half a tick, one skosh, maybe above that in decision making.
I like that.
One of those reasons is because in Seven Wonders and in It's a Wonderful World, you're sort of creating an engine that says, like, I have these, they're automatically there, and I spend them. Like Seven Wonders, like, I have 3 wood, I just build this. You're actually spending the resources, like you get them and then you spend them on your turn, so
Okay.
you're exhausting them, which puts a little bit in. And then those cards, the expedition cards, were like my favorite thing in the game. I don't know why this is the first time this is in a like pick and pass game, a card drafting game, but it just seems like, why didn't everybody do this? So you have these hands of cards, you're picking one of the structure cards, and then there's a rule or a bonus or a something in that hand that changes it. And that just, every time you got a hand of cards, it sort of changed what you wanted to do.
Yeah, based
And I'm like,
on
that's,
that.
yeah.
So
I'm like,
people
I was
couldn't
annoyed.
take
Like,
those.
just do it.
You like leave that in.
You leave it in the hand. So,
Okay.
so I take my turn, and it says, all right, I want to build this card. If you build a card, you have to pay Natalie. It says Natalie. You have to pay the person to your right instead of the general supply. So now I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, what do I like? Do I give Natalie these resources so she can buy it, or do I just trash a card and ignore that? So now I'm passing you these things. Or it's like gray cards cost 1 less resource. I'm like, oh, I didn't want a gray card, but now they're 1 less resource. It changes what I'm
Man,
doing.
maybe I kind of want to take it now.
Right? So that was kind of cool. And that was like I was like, this should be in other games. I don't understand how people
Yeah,
don't
that
do this.
sounds cool.
Downside is I think it took too long. And I think it's one that will speed up with more plays. But the downtime between turns is tough. Whereas in It's a Wonderful World and Seven Wonders, you're doing things at the same time. Mm-hmm. With this game, because of the goal cards, turn order is really important. Like, I take my entire turn where I pick a card, I build it, I do the thing, I might claim a goal card, and then Ryan takes a card, does his actions, claims a goal card if he can do it, and then Natalie, and then we pass our cards. So there's a lot less simultaneous. You can like get ready and say like, I think I'm going to pick this one, but you're not doing the turn until it's yours.
Okay.
And then the first player thing moves, right? So now I just took my turn, I pass and then we all take our turn. I pass first player thing to Ryan. Now Ryan, Natalie, and I go. So I'm waiting lots of turns
Yeah.
before it's mine. In a game that doesn't have like a ton of meat.
Yeah.
Right.
But while I was playing, I was like having fun. I was like building the moon. Like I was
fun to
doing
build the
things that
moon.
were fun. And I think in the back of my
Hey.
head, I had a game that I wanted to play. And it was like, we always talk about like our mental state of like when we're playing games, how it changes our opinion.
Yep.
In my head, I'm like,
Castle.
I hope we finish so we can play after us. or Neotopia. And I was like,
yeah.
ooh, I want it. And then I'm like, we're taking time away. I'm like, damn, it's taking too long.
No, we're not going to.
So in my head, I'm like, it's taking
now
too
you're
long.
Getting upset.
There are some people that does say it took a little long with 4. So I might keep it to like 3. Might play it with 2 with Devin. And like, I want to keep it. I have the Valkyrie
This is a good tie-in to the last Nook topic.
Yeah.
Or was it the inbox? Was it the inbox? The Nook topic. One of the two things. Where how? So you're.
I don't think
you
it was
kind of
what
were like
flavor of chip are we?
I don't.
No, I was like, I don't think
that was the
yeah.
inbox, right?
Yeah.
The
So it
Nook
was the
topic
Nook.
was like how many plays you feel like you need to like.
So this is good because you were kind of like, yeah, I didn't really love it with 4, but you're going to keep it and try it again.
Yeah, I would keep it and try it again. I also have the expansion, the Valkyrie expansion, that I'll add in with the next one, no matter who I play it with, to see if that maybe throws that little extra piece of meat in it.
That's what you need.
Gross.
Give that extra little.
that little
But
steak.
overall, it was
dangler.
cool. Like, man, the art is just, again, I'm like staring at all the cards, and everything's like space, and I like space stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's like a theme that I enjoy, right?
it's
So
just
people
cool.
like pirates. I don't know. I want to be in space, I
Neat.
guess.
I like space too.
So that was Moon, Sinister Fish Games. If you liked Villagers and you like Streets, I liked this
I like
one
Streets of Rage.
better than, yeah, that's it. I like this one better
does
than
Scarlet.
Villagers because of that whole expedition card. I thought the engine building was just a little more fun than Villagers. And if you like Seven Wonders and like It's a Wonderful World and you sort of played those out, I would look into any one of these. Moon being my favorite of the 2 that I've played.
Sweet.
I have not gone to the streets yet.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Should I keep
What
going
yeah, what
with
else
the
you
Moon
got?
theme? Let's go with more Moon.
Yeah, I don't want to hear
Let's
more
go
about the moon.
Lunar Rush.
Enough about the moon. Enough about the moon.
If the moon were made of spare ribs, would you eat it?
Well, just say yes and we'll move on.
I know I would. Okay. Lunar Rush. Lunar Rush is from a smaller publisher called Dead Alive Games.
Okay.
It was a Kickstarter some questionable amount of years ago. 2?
Have you ever seen the
3.
movie Dead Alive? I'm sure you
Yeah.
have.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure you have. Okay.
Nope.
Well,
Yeah,
Natalie's
you might
not
not, yeah.
into
Never
it.
even heard of
It's
it.
like campy horror stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
But like almost is satire the right
It's
word?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yeah, it is kind of satirical.
Yeah.
It's just like
Who's in it?
no, it's
Nobody.
not. No,
No,
it's,
you said
it's
no.
like way. It's like from the
Who's
90s.
in it? No.
Nobody.
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio. No, he's not.
God, there's some fucking funny ass shit that happens in that movie.
Yes.
No, it's absolutely. It's not even scary. It's ridiculous.
Like killer clowns from outer
A
space.
spider monkey bites the leg of this person, turning him into a zombie,
there's
and then everyone turns
what's
into
the-
zombies.
There's like an arm. Does someone have an arm, like a chainsaw for an arm? Is that Dead Alive 2, maybe?
Maybe that's Dead Alive. Yeah,
Or is that
I
a
don't know.
different-
I don't
am I
remember
thinking-
that.
yeah.
But there's this one scene in Dead Alive where this guy's got a lawnmower and he turns it up on itself and just like runs
It just
into the
starts running
zombies.
through
And
people.
kills the zombies.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's funny.
Maybe that's what it's based on.
Yeah, maybe that's Dead Alive Games is what,
Yeah.
you know.
So I remember Lunar Rush from 2 Gen Cons ago that there was like, they had a small booth, and I think they were in the first time publishers section. So like that far back kind of wall, first time publishers. And they were advertising the Kickstarter.
Okay.
So the Kickstarter launched, funded, did pretty well, and then they were selling their like super deluxe copies, their regular copies at Gen Con this year, and Joe bought it. Dead Alive was also, they were on the pin bazaar thing. They had a cute moon pin, which I think
did
you would have
they?
liked. Yeah, I was like, Moon
Dang.
wearing sunglasses. I know you would have liked it. Okay.
Wearing sunglasses.
I know. I think it was glasses. He definitely had a headband on. But either way. So Joe picked Lunar Rush at Game Night a few weeks ago. And if you want to hear even more about Lunar Rush, you can subscribe to the Patreon and give us $1.
Boom. No, you got to listen at the $5 level to get that.
$1. I don't
You have
think
to give us
gets it.
$5 whole dollars.
$5.
And Joe and I talk more about the game, not more than this, but we talk more about like the actual play and like how we got our ass kicked. That will be the next release of the Monday Night Mad Chatter Chit Chat Hoo Ha
Patreon.
Patreon.
Patreon exclusive Mad Chatters. Here's
Yeah.
Jeff the Mad Board Gamer and his
Yeah.
brother Joseph.
So we've recorded 2 already. Those are already out there.
Jojitsu.
This is the next
Jojitsu.
one. Yeah, Joe something.
Does he even do that anymore?
Jojitsu? I
he do
I
jojitsu?
called him
He
Jojitsu.
just-
Oh, does
No,
he
but
do
does he
do
jujitsu?
life?
That's the why
Yeah,
you
good
call
As he
question.
him
lives
I don't know.
life, he just is Joe-jitsuing.
Yeah. It's just like
He's
that's
Jojitsuing
his
through
persona.
life.
Like when he goes to work, he is Joe-jitsuing.
He's Jojitsuing through life.
Yeah.
Jitsu's
Doesn't half-ass anything.
Jojitsu's
No.
His
So-
job.
Lunar Rush, a few different Euro-y mechanisms going on. Okay? The theme is players are traveling to and from the moon to earn giga credits,
Oh, snap.
which is another word for points and also
Giga credits.
stupid. That is a stupid name
Giga credits, like gigabytes.
for points.
Oh, I got 3 giga credits.
Like I think we ended up
Chad.
calling them something else because giga credits was
You hated
dumb.
it. You hated it.
giga credit.
Giga.
Come on, Dead Alive Games.
Anything
Come
anything
on.
else.
I kick ass for the
Main
Lord.
board has like the Earth in one corner, the moon in the other corner, and all these paths that lead back and forth to and from the moon. You have your own individual player board. Yes, it's dual layered.
Ooh.
Okay. The dual layered basically like fits cards. So it's kind of there's not like a whole bunch of pieces that go in there. There's like one bottom part and the top part, so the cards kind of don't slide around. That's the dual layeredness of it.
Okay.
This is like your moon base. There's like 8 spots for workers and cards. So you have your own board and then the big board. So each round begins with players.
Thank God for the big board.
Thank God for the big board. Each round begins with players secretly bidding. It's okay, Natalie.
She doesn't like bidding.
I know.
Yeah.
You're secretly bidding on the order in which you want to pick your travel routes.
Okay, travel route orders.
You're bidding points.
Oh.
From 2 to 5. So
I
we
like
give you
that.
like a
I kinda
structure.
like
It's
that.
not like
That's
think it's
not
cool.
as bad.
I think it's cool too. It's not like
Like, I have no idea what they
exactly
might put.
where you're like, I'm going to put 10 and everyone else puts 1, or you
Right.
put 30, and it's so you're not like screwed.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty structured in that way. So the slower routes can carry more shit from Earth to the moon, but they take a few turns to get there.
Okay.
Not like actual shit.
Alexa carries more shit.
Yeah, like her shit. She sells a lot. That's the shit you're carrying to the moon. The people on the moon have bought her shit. It's so delicious. But you can also pick the fast ones. They don't carry a lot, but they get there that turn. So you'll be able to use those resources that turn, which is cool. So you pick kind of your routes.
Okay.
Then players use those materials that are delivered to the moon to like do shit with it. So you mine other materials. You place these workers on all these cards that you have.
Okay.
So the first phase is like delivery. You send the shit to the moon, and then you kind of activate your moon board. You place the workers that you have out on the moon board, and they do things like upgrade actions. They turn 1 shit into 2 shits. They turn
Red shit into blue shit.
And yeah, so they'll be like, all right, you have 2 blue resources. Those 2 blues can turn into 1 gold, right? So you're kind of like producing this sort of engine-y type resource conversion thing.
Cool.
So once you've done that, once everybody's kind of done that and upgraded their boards and done their worker placement spots, now you put stuff back on your other ship that you're sending from the moon back to planet Earth. And then when they get back to planet Earth, again, slower ships can carry a lot more, so you might not get stuff right away. Fast ships can carry little amounts but go there right away. And then once those, I think it's like 3 or 4 like better refined materials, once those get back to Earth, you sell them in this like economic system.
Interesting.
So if Ryan goes back and sells 4 gold, he sells them each for 7 points each, and then it ticks down, right? Just like an economic game.
Okay.
So now if I sell gold, now it's only worth 5.
Now you're only getting 5.
And once it hits a point, it bounces back up, right? Just like
Okay.
normal kind of things.
Cool.
And there's also ones that are like, I don't even remember what the top one's called, but it's like 40 points, right? But it takes you 3, 4, 5 turns to even be able to get something to produce that.
Yeah.
So it goes for 7 rounds. It is so fast.
Really?
Yes.
Like how long did it take?
Like an hour and a half.
Okay.
It was, I think an hour and a half with explanation.
Wow.
It was a quick, like economic Euro-y game. So most points wins. You destroy Joe and I. That's how you play.
You destroyed Joe and I. So you guys didn't do very well.
So I think Lunar Rush is really like solid.
Okay.
The caveat to that is that I don't gravitate toward like economic games a ton, so it didn't give me like the gaming boner that I think
Bill,
it might.
Bill just
give.
fucking killed everybody.
Bill and Dave, like I think Bill and Dave were within like $2 of each other. In the point where like we had 300 points, like they were like in the 300s. I was like mid 2. Joe was like 180. Like
Chris Prime would be like, "That is way
was
imbalanced."
Like, yeah, right.
Did you see that today?
That was imbalanced. I know.
funny.
Chris was like, "Oh, I lost by 2 points. It has to be imbalanced."
First player advantage.
Yeah, Jesus. Chris, you lost, so it's imbalanced. Come on, man.
After he explained himself, it made more sense, but it was really funny. He's
Yeah.
like, I got 225, and the person that won, who clearly had a first player advantage, got 230.
Yeah. I was like, okay, come on.
Like, come on, man. No, he explained himself, and it was fun. It was,
Yeah, it was.
worked. That was
so
funny.
for quick economic Euro-y type game, I think it's going to scratch that itch that, it's not going to compete with like Brass or, the Age of Industries or like those big economic
Barrett hole.
games, Bruthole, or even like Pipeline. Like if I'm talking economic, I like Pipeline a lot.
Yeah.
But that's got that like bigger feeling to it.
Yeah.
This I think will like scratch a little economic itch that people
Like a
want.
medium.
I loved the bidding for the routes and the decision to choose which route.
Okay.
Like so if I won the bid, I could choose to put my ship from like my first one could go from the moon back to Earth, or it could go from Earth to the moon. Like I can pick where I go depending on like if I have a ton of resources sitting that need to go back to Earth, I want maybe the slow or the fast one on the moon side. So picking that, I was really bad at that because I was nervous to bid points and I didn't know how it was going to all work out.
Yep.
So I was usually going third or fourth, and that
Sounds like
completely
me.
screwed me.
Okay.
So I need to now value those points I'm getting and not the points I already have.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I need to think about that, which I like. I like that it wasn't just like,
Okay.
oh, I figured it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And I like the decision of like, should you take the slower one, higher capacity? Oh, but I'm not going to get it for 3 rounds. So that means I'm not doing anything this round. But in 2 rounds, I'm going to have this bomb ass turn where all this shit shows up.
Hell yeah.
So there's like good and bad. Because what I was kind of doing is I would send my stuff on the fast route. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to go fast. And I'm going to hope that they don't get their engine going and mine goes just enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That was
yeah.
what I was. That's all I thought in my brain
Right.
was, all right, I'm going to make.
I want mine to run, theirs to not
Yep.
run.
And I don't want them to get there. Like if they don't get
Fuck
there, I'm going to
them.
win. And in the first 5 rounds, I was like way ahead. I was like, fuck yeah. There's only 7 rounds in the game.
Okay. Oh, shit.
And then the last
Yeah, right.
2-3 rounds, I was getting fucking pummeled. Right. Dave
Yeah.
and Bill figured out
Everything
how to
paid off
make the
for
big
them.
stuff. So they were like, okay, I get 40 points. I get 36 points. I get this. And I was like, I get 11
7.
again.
Yeah.
I get 12. And it wasn't enough to basically finish that thing. There is tons of variety in like the market. You can change even how the market works, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
There's player abilities that really keep the game fresh of what you can and can't do, special rules, asymmetrical powers. There are a bunch of different ways to change your own player board, those worker placement spots that you have on the moon.
I like that.
It's really good. And I don't know how much attention it's going to get because Dead Alive isn't this giant publisher. I don't
Yeah.
know where
Yeah.
they're selling this game through. But the game is, to me, this is a weird sentence, but it's better than it should be.
Okay.
Right? Where it's like, when you think of like big economic games,
Yep.
you think of these like bigger publishers, games everybody knows. But Lunar Rush, I think, does a really good job of, this is a medium weight economic game that's not going to completely blow your brain up to try to figure out how to play it.
Yeah.
And I liked doing all the Euro-y worker placement, upgrading my placement spots. That's what Joe and I were doing, and then we got fucking destroyed. So don't do that in the game. You can, but just don't focus
Don't
on
only
that.
do that while
Yeah.
everyone else is getting 50 points.
So like I don't have a ton of negative stuff to say, but I also don't love economic games, so it didn't, again, instantly jump into like, this is one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
But I would play it whenever Joe's like, let's play Lunar Rush. I'm like, okay, and I know it's going to be done in an hour, hour and a half.
That's cool.
I will tell you the color choices are atrocious in the resources. I don't
Really?
understand what they were doing.
Like puce.
There is a gold resource. It's just called gold, I think. And then there's something above gold that's like just slightly less
More yellow?
more yellow.
Yeah.
And then there's like a blue and a purple that are the same, that are way too close. And I'm like, there are other colors
Yeah.
in the world.
Plus, that's a very sticky, like a big thing in the board game industry.
Right. Everybody kind of talks about that.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people that play that are colorblind.
Yeah. And
You
this would
know,
have been.
and so that's gonna.
They
fuck
are
with-
different
like,
shapes,
why?
right? The gold bar was the gold bar.
Yeah.
The other thing was that
But
normal
like I
shape.
know
Okay, so it was
trying
more
to
just
have like a
annoying.
color scheme and going with the theme, but there's still gotta be ways where like
Yeah,
it can
like
be easily
why don't you just make
distinguishable.
something green?
Right.
Make it silver. It's the moon.
There's no
it's made
green
of
in
cheese,
space.
so make it.
Hey,
Hey, if the moon were made of
Okay,
asparagus, would you
so
eat it?
did you like this moon game better?
yeah, which was the best moon game of all the moon games?
That's a good question.
You've also played Luna Capital.
Ooh.
And
What's your
what other
favorite
moon?
moon
What other
game?
moon game have you,
For all
have you
those
played?
people with the moon
Terraforming Moon.
fetish.
Terraforming Moon.
Terraforming Moon.
Yep.
Yep.
Underwater
Moon.
Moonies.
The Moonies.
Yeah.
Follow up to the Goonies. Man, what's a better one?
Yeah, which one did you like?
I think Lunar Rush is a better game,
Okay.
Did you
but I
play
think getting destroyed. I got destroyed in both of them, so I'll go there. But as I'm playing both of them, I had fun playing both of them.
Okay.
Probably Lunar Rush because of the time, huh?
Yeah, Lunar Rush, and again, that gave me more of the feel in a shorter time, where Moon gave me a little less of the feel in a longer time.
Got it.
But I don't know. I wouldn't play.
Interesting.
I don't know if I play Lunar Rush necessarily at 2. I think it would probably thrive just like other economic games at more.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes
Moon,
sense.
I would play at 2 in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Interesting.
So those are games about the moon. Lunar Rush and Moon by Sinister Fish.
If you like the moon,
and Dead Alive games,
check out
Lunar Rush Moon.
If you like the moon, check out Moon.
Check out Moon. Well, the next elephantless expansion I'm going to talk about is for a game almost completely devoid of elephants itself called Ark Nova, the elephant game about elephants with elephants on the cover and elephants on the cards.
Yeah, who would say there's not elephants in that game?
Some dumbass. The hotly anticipated expansion that this one takes to the sea and is called Marine Worlds. Do I love Ark Nova? I fucking do.
He
Me too.
fucking does.
I asked myself and then I answered it. I fucking love it. I have played this damn thing over 20 times, which is unheard of for me, and I still can't get enough. We finally got the
plays by
expansion to the
himself.
table.
Yeah, how many solo games? How many solo?
Most of them
15.
are solo. Probably five maybe IRLs,
Okay.
and then 15
Yeah,
about.
Devin and I have played it five-ish times.
Yeah.
Same.
I want to try the expansion solo too. It's fun.
You play expansion on the internet.
I have not. I mean, it's probably on TTS. I haven't looked yet.
You do it in person.
When I play solo, I play on the computer.
Okay, yeah.
But I have. So I've only
hasn't played
played.
the
I've only
expansion
played. I've
on
not
the
played the
computer.
expansion solo.
Okay.
I've only played the expansion IRL
Oh yeah.
with people. Two people.
With humans.
With human beings.
people?
We finally got the expansion, like I said, to the table. What does it
Cameron.
have?
Oh, cool.
What's the scuttlebutt? Well, let me tell you. Marine Worlds adds a few interesting things to Ark Nova without changing the game in any real huge way. As you would expect, there's a new deck full of sea animal cards, along with a new enclosure type to accommodate them called the Aquarium, which you can build from the jump, unlike the reptile house or the bird aviary. Some of the sea animals are reef dwellers, which is cool, and they have an ability sort of like the petting zoo animals, where every time you add a new reef dweller, it has this little ability on it, and you can activate it, and all other reef dweller abilities you already have. So it's kind of that Castle of Burgundy thing where when you score animals multiple times for the same type.
Yeah.
And it feels really cool when it happens to you and triggers. There's also a new university slot added to the game. Now a fourth university option is available when you're picking them on the association board. And when you take it, you get to choose any available animal type to place on your board, which counts as an icon for that animal type, as well as lets you immediately reveal cards from the top of the deck and take one that the first one that you find that matches the symbol of the animal that you took on the university you have.
And there's not like a
that's
restriction.
really cool.
You just keep going until you find
You just keep going until you find an
three
animal.
and you're screwed. If
No,
you
but
don't
it does
get
have to be the first one.
Right,
you
right,
keep
right,
going
right.
and going and going, but whatever first one has that icon, you take it, which is cool. Lastly, and most drastically, are the new action cards. There are 4 different versions of the 5 different action cards, and each of them provide a bit of asymmetry to the game, which is really cool. At the beginning of each game, players can draft 2 of these cards to play with, changing up how you take the actions. And that's basically it for what is new in the expansion. There's a bunch of cards that replace cards from the base game, as there's now a new icon that represents all the animals, as there's now this new octopus animal type for the reef or
Okay,
for the
right.
sea dwellers that did not exist in the base game, so they had to accommodate that, and a few of the new special tiles there are and other stuff, but mostly that's what the expansion holds. So what I liked about this expansion was everything. It's the exact type of expansion I wanted. Almost 0 new rules overhead, 0 added complexity, but tons of added value and new things to explore, ways to play that maybe you never played before. The action cards are subtle. They're not game breaking, which may disappoint some, but they're enough that it can like really change up your strategies of which cards you might upgrade and how and when you take certain actions and what you prioritize. And in my opinion, it changes things enough that it freshens the game up a lot. Same with the sea creatures. They're so much fun to play with, look at, and explore. The Reef Dweller cards are fucking awesome, like I said before, and they can feel maybe a little overpowered if you get a bunch of them to the other players, if they have to just sit there, watch you take a Reef Dweller, and then go, I get this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this again. Holy shit. But I don't know that they actually are overpowered. People are squawking about it online, of course, but only time will tell. I'm not good
because
enough.
they probably played it once. so
Exactly.
they get
That's
it.
what I mean. I'm
They
not a
know.
good enough player to understand if this is overpowered, or not. But it's like people play things one time and then they assume something's broken, and that's just people being fucking idiots. But it was all just really, really fun and gravy to me, and I had a great time playing this thing. But things I didn't like. All that said, I do wish there was maybe something more in here. The first expansion to one of the hottest games in recent years had a lot to live up to, I feel like. And what it did was just a really tiny little expansion that didn't really provide the gusto I was expecting it to. I'm not wowed like I was the first time I played Ark Nova, for instance. Then again, it's not really what it was trying to do necessarily. I just wish it was. I think a lot of people
wowed.
Yeah, I was kind of like when it was announced, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to do? And it came out, and it was just kind of like, oh, this is all they did. It's great.
Is it expensive?
No, not really. So like I said, it wasn't billed as this gigantic expansion. But I think a lot of people were hoping that it was going to do more maybe than it did.
Okay.
Personally, or overall, I feel like it's a no-brainer. Perfect expansion. Add it to Ark Nova. I'm never going to play without it. Once you get it, Jeff, you're never going to play without it. It would be stupid too, because you'd have to take all the cards out.
No, that's a dumb thing.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
doing
yeah.
And it just refines the game, makes it a little tiny bit better than it already was, which is, to me, a slam dunk. What did you think, Natalie?
Okay, so
You hated this one too.
No.
Let me tell you why
You're
this
gonna
one
get
blows.
mad at me.
You're gonna sell this and the expansion. The base game and the expansion.
Rip
Get
it
rid
out of the
it.
So I didn't use any of the sea animals because I forgot what they did, and I didn't want to ask you.
Why?
And admit that I forgot.
Oh, you
need to
didn't
stop.
want
And
it.
so
You
every
stop
time I
hurting
got one,
Natalie.
I was like, I'm just not.
Well, we
gonna-
played with Cameron, so you were probably like, he's not asking questions, so I can't.
Cameron played.
No, this was his first play. He loved it.
All right,
Yeah,
I
he
bet.
did.
He had
Good
never
job.
played at all. This
Well,
was his
that
first
game
play.
probably blew his mind. Like he's never played a game like that.
The heaviest
ever.
game until then he played that he loved was Castles of Burgundy.
Burgundy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I didn't use the sea animals, so I can't speak to that. But
Okay, well, let me
Okay,
talk
I will
about
what do you
say,
got,
Here we
man?
go.
I will say that I did see them come up
Oh,
frequently.
This has a lot of value for
God.
our
Let me
listeners,
tell
so
you,
keep going.
we did play with the expansion.
But I can speak to
There
the
was a fish
action
on one. It
cards,
looked cool.
the powers
That's
on the
true.
action
That's
cards,
true.
and I really, really liked those.
You did.
That was the first thing that drew me to the expansion was that because I was like, okay, more cards. Sure, chuck
Yeah,
them in a
whatever,
500
some
card
other
deck. Great.
species
but I
of
liked
animals.
the idea that my action cards changed.
Yeah, that was really fun, and they were all different from each other, and I don't know, like kind of like Ryan said, it didn't like change the game that much, but it just like added an extra little thing that just kind of made it even more fun than it already is.
Yeah.
So that's
Awesome. Okay.
I can't wait to get it. I just got shipping notification that it's on its way, so I'm pumped about getting that because when you got it, I was like, I haven't gotten
Yeah, God damn it. Why does he have
Like,
it?
it's not like you got it and I had the shipping notification
Yeah.
already. I'm like,
Yeah.
where the fuck is mine? I did it from the same place, like CGE, not CGE,
Capstone. Why does this shit only happen with the hottest fucking games? Like
I
Castle of
know.
Burgundy, everyone's
Why are
like,
they
I
so,
got
like,
it. And
spread
everyone
out?
else is like, what? Why didn't I?
What the?
Where's ours? That's why
the
we created
shit?
the thread. The thread.
you
What
didn't get.
you didn't get.
Didn't you? Yeah, I should post that.
Jeff, what else do you have, man?
Okay, I have a game. This game is called Mezen, probably Mezen.
Okay, Natalie doesn't remember this.
Mezen. Yeah,
I do now
played.
that I saw
I
the
played Mezen with the two of you a
Yep.
few weeks ago, and let's see if Natalie remembers.
so many weeks ago.
Natalie
so many.
Probably
Jeff.
like
has
a
no
month.
thoughts on. She might have thoughts.
Actually, I
but
do.
she didn't know I was going to talk about this game
had no
until
clue.
I came over.
I wish we wouldn't have showed her the picture because then
Damn.
your explanation should have been like, oh, I have no recollection
the-
of this.
I would have gotten it from the explanation.
That's what you think.
I didn't. Okay, his original explanation he told me it was the one that was black and white and red.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get it from that.
Listen,
Yeah.
are you
But I
telling
saw
me
the
that I didn't
picture
explain
and
the
then-
game well enough that we played 2 weeks ago in this fucking basement?
Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was. I think we did play it
Was
before
it?
last episode. Yes.
Was it though?
Because that was the first
Listen,
episode we recorded in a
played-
long ass time.
We played
No,
after
we
an
recorded
episode,
two
too.
times with
so
the
it's
basement
been
messed up.
4 weeks, and we played it after an episode. And you fucking destroyed us, so I don't
You
understand.
did. You crushed our faces.
That's
God.
right. Well, when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I love
She's
this.
like, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's
The chicken.
right.
Just fucking listen.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Here we go. Okay,
You're naughty.
Mezen is from Hobby World Games. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Hobby World. We love Hobby World.
Is that Julia?
We do.
That was
Julia.
Julia.
And now Maria. Both amazing
Oh,
people.
Maria, okay.
Okay.
What's up,
Amazing
Maria?
people. And
He likes Maria a lot.
I like Julia a lot too.
Well, I mean, the game.
She's talking about. Yeah.
I like both of them.
I like
But
your
not the
game, Maria.
Yeah. You should make a game called Maria.
I also like your gas
Named
station
after myself.
TV slots, Marie Menounos.
oh,
Maria,
geez.
Maria.
She's so pretty.
She is very pretty.
Yeah. Okay, Mezen. Also pretty. It is.
Yeah.
This
Cool
is an
looking.
abstract game about creating ornamental paintings. Okay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had a theme.
There is like you can. Well, of course, it has a theme. There's animals. all
Everything
over,
has a theme, yeah.
right? So it's not like truly abstract where it's like theme is
Even chess has a theme.
Project L
squares.
doesn't have a theme.
Themeless. You're right. That's one of the few.
yeah.
The proud.
So everyone starts now. Here, follow along with me. Okay. Everyone starts with a 5x5 grid of animal tiles.
Nailed it.
There are 5 different types. So here's a quiz question.
Chickens.
If there are 5 types and it's a 5x5 grid, how many total tiles? 25. Okay.
Well, I know there's 25.
25 tiles. 5 by
What does
5.
that
He
have to
just
do with
asked
how
you-
many types, though?
5 types. 5 different, or whatever. Who cares? Okay. Every round is someone announces. So the first player will announce an animal type. Okay, we'll do the thing. And
Baboons.
then the second player will announce the animal type. We'll do a thing. And then the third player and the fourth player. And then once everybody does that, that's the end of the round. So when you announce an animal type that's on the actual board, Natalie, go ahead, announce an
Chickens.
animal type. Chickens. So Natalie says chickens. We all have to pick a grouping of chickens on our 5x5 board. So a grouping
Yep.
can be 1. It could be a connection of
Orthogonal. Or
5,
diagonal.
or even more, because the tiles might end up flipping. And you take those and you remove them from your 5x5 grid. You with me so far?
Yep.
You slide down the tiles, and then you fill in the top of the grid that you slid down.
I remember everything.
Flipping over the tiles to the other side, which changes what the animals are.
Yep.
Okay. And then you replace the gaps, right? You follow? Yeah. Maybe. Who knows?
Yes.
Look at the picture. Each round has a goal card that players are trying to organize their tiles to match. For examples, you want to get your hedgehogs near your chickens. You want to get horses on the outside. You want to get the other animal type touching themselves. Yeah. Okay. Right. You know, all those things, right? They're normal type of orient your board in a certain way type of points. Or instead of taking points, you can take some of these other tokens that kind of help you in later rounds. All right. Points are awarded every single round. You kill for 10 rounds, boom, game done. Mezen kind of hurt my brain a little bit playing it. It was tougher than I thought. I taught it in like 6 seconds. If you remember, we were like, Ryan was editing the show.
Yep.
And I taught it just really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember I wasn't paying a ton of attention because I was editing, and I felt bad when we started playing, but then I got it.
And so I taught it quick, and I'm like, okay, this seems nice. Mm-hmm. I like kind of easygoing abstract games. And then I was like, holy fuck, what's wrong with my brain?
Yeah,
and I just didn't. I was like, that's what abstract these type of games do, though, right? If you're not in that kind of zone or don't think that way, sometimes your brain explodes. But I think this one did it in a good way.
Yeah.
So one thing I loved is the art is like beautiful. Again, theme nonsense. Who cares? But I don't know why I was drawn into the red, black, and white.
And
Natalie
the drawings of the animals were very like simplified.
Yeah, it just is like it looks beautiful.
I, for some reason, am struggling to remember the artwork. All I remember is the color and an animal symbol. I don't remember actual
babe,
art.
Yeah, well, I guess that is kind of that is like the more maybe the presentation more than
the art. I remember the
but
box looking cool, right?
The front of the box is like
that thing is sweet looking,
like artwork.
It almost looks like a mandala.
Yeah,
of Christmassy things. Or Mother Russia. Well, it's got like the horses and these pine trees.
And
they look kind of like they could be reindeer, but they're not, I'm sure.
So I think with a good abstract game is really, really like simple at heart, but provides that like brain burn that people really like. That is a good abstract game.
Yep.
Yinch, right? That's why that series does so well. It's because it's like, hey, move a thing here. Oh, that's all the rules? Yeah. And then your brain's gonna explode, right? The variety of goal cards, I think, make the gameplay different every single time. I don't feel like I would be doing the same thing over and over again. There were a lot that we didn't play. We just picked 10, and it kind of sets you up and says, like, maybe for your first few games, pick something that all has the same symbol on it or a variation. You shuffle them up and put them out, so it kind of helps you in that way. And then as you play, you can do whatever you want with that. It feels very, very rewarding when you set up like a great board to score and you're like, fuck yeah. And then it feels like garbage when you don't.
Right.
That was most of my feelings.
Which again is
it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
But that's exactly what the game wanted you to feel. It did exactly.
This game's like, fuck you, man.
It did exactly that. It can be paralyzing just sitting and thinking about what the hell animal you want to pick.
Well, because you also have that way of flipping more tiles that aren't connected.
Yeah.
And that
like
that was a
bridge tile.
Yeah, that's like a cool point of like, okay, do I use it? Do I use this now? Like isn't it? It's like a points too if you don't use them, right?
Yeah.
I think it was points if you don't use them. And I remember specifically thinking like, I should use this now. If I do that, it connects every single horse and I can flip all of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know if that's a good move, but it looks cool. Yeah. You know?
So what I want to say before I'll kick it over to you is that I've waited now 2 episodes to talk about this game because I was talking with Maria and she has now officially announced that Mezen is getting U.S. distribution through Arcane Wonders.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So huge congratulations, big shout out. If you remember, they worked together, Hobby World and Arcane Wonders worked together with Furnace. And that was obviously a major hit.
Yeah.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah, right. That was a major hit for Arcane Wonders and Hobby World. So it's cool that this is going to get a more wide release because in my notes I have, it's not really readily available, so try to look for something. But it will be soon if you love these kind of abstract games. Overall, I think this one is good and it'll it'll tickle your brain.
Did you say when it might be coming to distribution into the US?
While you talk, I'll look and I'll see if that's in my information.
I'll look.
Yeah, I'll talk. You look. I also really enjoyed this game. This is a Ryan James-ass game. In fact, I was playing this and I was kind of like, I like this. I like this. I like different ways of doing something with a 5x5 grid. Mm-hmm. You think of a 5x5 grid, it seems like there's only 5 different things you could probably do with this. All these game companies find different ways to do something. I remember thinking that same way about Santorini. Maybe that's not 5x5, but it's just a grid.
Still kind of thing, yeah.
And it's like, man, it came up with this really cool rule set to handle just this little grid.
Now I can go up.
Yeah, right. I go up now. Like, holy shit.
Or like Torres, or is it Torres?
Yep, Torres is a good one too. It's not 5x5, but yeah, exactly. It's got similar stuff like that. And I always find it interesting to see a company that comes out with a grid, a small, grid, and what different thing can they do with it? And this game has that, which is funny because it doesn't seem like it does anything that new.
Right.
You know what I mean? None of the mechanisms are like, oh, wow, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
But what it does do is handle its gameplay very solidly. And it gives you a lot, like Jeff said, it gives you a lot to think about and typically makes you feel really stupid, which is actually can be a really good thing for replayability. Because if on a game like this, if you master it right away, it's like cooperative games. If you master and beat a cooperative game the first time, you're not going to come back to it.
Yeah.
But if it makes you feel stupid and it fucking kills you in the first play, you're going to be like, I got to figure this out.
I got to do better.
We got to win.
Right.
We're doing that right now with the Orlean cooperative expansion. Yeah. We're like,
so hard.
God damn it, that's so fucking hard. We can't do it.
Have you ever beaten it?
No.
I'm just over 2.
We're over 3, and we were literally
We're just
one
so
turn
close every
away.
time. Yeah.
We were like, it ended, and I was like, my next turn we win. My next turn, but it's over. And so fuck. So but anyway, but I like that because that's like, okay, there's something we need to figure out so that we can do it. And so I kind of feel that way about Mezen. Mezen. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Right. Yeah.
I feel that way about this game. I played it and I was like, no, this is not clicking for me, and that's pissing me off. And I need to understand how to flip these tiles in the right way that connects them and makes it so they match the scoring for the round. Because a couple of rounds, I feel like I lucked into it. I was like, I'm never going to get 5 chickens in the fucking middle row. It's not going to happen. And then like, I kind of got it. I was like, oh, I got 3. Like, okay, that's actually pretty good. I don't know how I did that though. Yeah. And so because it was so punishing and brutal to my brain, it honestly just makes me want to play it again.
I think Natalie and I lucked out with you. Maybe only 80% of your attention was on the game because you were editing. So Natalie and I...
Yeah, that's true.
Natalie and I were fairly close, I think, through the game. And then the last 2 rounds, I think you like pulled away or end game or something. You pulled away then. She doesn't fucking know.
I believe you that I won. I don't
know what, Natalie?
I know this. I was about 40 points behind the both of you.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was way back there.
Yeah, I won. I won.
Jeff killed you. Yeah. He destroyed you. So overall, I liked it a lot. I really did. If you brought that out and I saw it and it was like set up, I'd be like, oh, cool. Okay. I'm going to try something different and I need to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that wanting to figure it out, I think, is where the fun lies in this game. Because like the mechanisms and the rule set, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's just pick an animal, to find a group of them, flip them over, and then refill in the columns. It's like nothing. So I could see that being boring on the outset. I think where this game shines is it's very challenging, and you really want to maximize. So that's what I thought. What did you think, Natalie?
I also really liked this game. I enjoyed like the simplicity of the rules of even just like what you do. But then, like you said, it's challenging to play the game. And I don't know, it was fun. I know you said it's like an abstract game. It didn't feel like it was like hard to like picture what to do so much. It was more, to me, felt like one of those games where like, okay, what's the best thing to do with what I have type situations, which I really like that kind of stuff. And then it was also, I mean, you're like trying to finagle the tiles to fit into like the cards that are going to give you points that round. And then sometimes there's like this randomness, which it's in a good way. You're gonna like flip over tiles, hoping like I don't remember if the hedgehog was one of them, but like I need a hedgehog. I need some more hedgehogs out. And so like I hope these ones that I'm flipping over right now are hedgehogs, and like, oh yes they are. Oh no, none of those were hedgehogs. Where else were the hedgehogs?
All these are fish.
Or whatever. And that was really fun. For me, there was like a couple times where like I found myself in a situation that would have been perfect for the next round's points. And so I like did everything I could to try to like keep that in place. And work
good point,
around
you
it.
See the next round's goal card.
And so like that was like a part of why I like think I did pretty well. Like that happened to me a couple times. But I agree. I really liked this game. I thought it was fun.
I could tell you liked it when we were playing it.
Really?
Yeah.
You were doing well, and
I thought Ryan fucking hated it.
You did?
I know.
I did. But I think you were just distracted.
Yeah.
When it's like when we're done recording, I spend hours to work. I'm working. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, I got to work on this. I don't want to stay up because I don't want to be up. I don't want to be up all fucking night. So I'm like, I got to get this thing done.
Yeah.
So no, I actually did enjoy the game a lot. Yeah, I thought it was good. Did you give your final thoughts on it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Did you happen to find out?
No, what she posted on the the publicity was basically keep with us when we'll figure out when it comes to retail.
Okay. But it is happening.
But it is.
We're not sure when.
Arcane Wonders, not sure when.
Very
when
cool.
I know, maybe I'll put it on my Instagram and 6 people can see it.
So one of the heaviest burdens of being a top 500 board game podcaster, aside from being a prisoner of fame that we all very much are, is that sometimes Natalie and I, when I say sometimes, I mean almost never. When I say almost never, I mean it's happened once. Get games sent to us with no note or name or anything, and it's so hard on us. Whatever should we do? One such game, the only such game that still nobody has taken credit for sending to us, arrived in the mail a couple weeks ago from a company called Gamely, not Gamelin, but Gamely, and the game is called 6 Second Scribbles. The tagline for this game says, Pictionary in Hyperdrive.
I thought that said Gamefly the entire time we played it. No, it does not.
No, it's Gamely.
Gamefly would be cool.
It would be cool. Yeah. Gamefly. Gamefly was that...
Dibs on Gamefly.
No, Gamefly was that company that you could rent video games from.
I was going to say, that sounds familiar.
Do you remember that?
What a good idea.
It was a cool
during
idea.
The Netflix.
I remember I did that a couple times. It was not like Rent-A-Swag. It was nothing like that. I just told you that. No. They were video games. Yeah, they'd send them you in the mail. Like it was like Netflix for video games.
So Rent-A-Swag, but for video games.
Sure. Basically, in this game, you get a card that has a category with 10 things on it. So if the category is space, it might have a comet, the Earth, satellite, constellation, shit like that. Players have 1 minute to draw all of these things onto a little sheet of paper. Once that minute's up, you give the paper to your neighbor, and then they try and guess what you've drawn. If they're right, you both get a point. You play that 3 rounds, and the highest points wins. So since you have a minute to draw 10 things, you really only have 6 seconds per thing, which is where the name of the game comes in. So what I liked about this game is frantic and fun. I can't believe how slowly I draw. I have never been able to finish all 10 things on my card, even on the easiest difficulty, and it's hilarious. One round, I was like, all right, this is easy. I got animals, cat, dog, mouse, rabbit. I was like the wind. I was like, oh man, I'm going to have so much time to spare when this is over. I'm going to be sitting there twiddling my thumbs. The timer goes off, and I have only drawn 5. I'm like, oh, fuck, what the hell happened? It's insane. So the trick is you need to spend enough time so the person knows what you've drawn, but make it ultra simple that you can just move forward really quickly to get as many things drawn as possible to get as many potential points. It's a fun little party game that has the kids really enjoying, and they did pretty well with it, I think. I really enjoyed it when with them. I think it was fun to play with the kids, and I hope that they want to play it more because I must succeed at drawing everything on my card at least once.
Yeah.
I've gotten to 9. I cannot ever draw all fucking 10 in 1 minute. So things I didn't like about this game. I mean, it's just a silly little party game, right? It's not going to win any awards or be lauded as one of the great games of our time. It's very good with families. It's got that one more try aspect to it, but there's not really much here to get super excited about. It's a game about drawing things quickly and well enough for people to guess. It's a laugh for a few, and then you kind of move on from it, I think. Overall, for what this game is, it's good. It does it well. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's going to stick around for a while as long as the kids still like it, because it can be really funny. Mm-hmm. And it also feels pretty good when you get something drawn and the person guesses it that you thought they might not. That feels it's kind of a cool feeling. So what do you guys think?
Nengi?
Yeah, I mean, I have very similar thoughts as you. I think it's really fun. I like just doodling in general, so that is just fun. It is frantic. It's difficult. There's like easy, tricky,
Almost
and
impossible.
almost impossible.
Yeah, and stupid.
So like the easy ones are, doable, and then the tricky ones are like really hard.
Slightly less doable. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, for example, I got one that was like ice cream flavors and it was like chocolate, vanilla. And I'm like, how the fuck do you draw that?
Yeah, that's absurd.
Right?
Right. With a pencil.
And then there was like other ones that
golf
were like
pencil.
cheeses. And I'm like, I've never even heard of half these cheeses.
Right. I had to draw a flower. I had all these flowers. I don't even know. Like, I know the names of these flowers, but I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that looks like to
and
draw.
that was the trick. That was the tricky one, not even the almost impossible ones.
The almost impossible ones, like the London Bridge,
Right.
Yeah,
Fear.
I had like children's books.
hunger.
Right. Yeah. But no, it is really fun.
Hunger.
It does have that thing where you're like, I want to try again, and it makes you want to keep going.
Right, that's how I feel about
But it's
sex.
also just like a silly, simple little game, and so I mean, I think it's fun to pull out real quick or fun.
Just like sex.
It's almost like more like a fun activity,
Like sex.
and not really
Fun to keep it in,
something
fun to pull
that's
out.
more
Yeah.
like that's like a game, I guess.
Right. Like
All
sex.
around.
But yeah,
Cool. What do you think, Jeff?
Okay, the same. Yeah.
It'd be funny if you had
This is
wildly different
one-
thoughts.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I fucking hate it.
terrible.
You guys are good.
This is one of those ones that always falls in the category of like, why didn't this is so easy to think
Yeah.
about.
I
and
know.
do,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it's like you're literally just making. Here's a list of 10 things that are kind of related.
It's
Draw
more like,
them.
how has this not existed already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look at the cover of this box, if you look it up on Board Game Geek or whatever, if these motherfuckers are drawing those kind of drawings in 6 seconds, I don't
way.
ever want to play with
Yeah.
them.
No way.
So I don't know if someone Board to Play
Board-
Joe.
I was just thinking about Joe.
If they're are they exponentially better than we are?
Gotta be.
Will they just crush us into the ground?
Yes. Well, that's probably why
Or are they too perfect to do all these things so quickly?
I'm guessing that's
Yeah, that
why
could
the
be.
almost impossible cards exist.
for people,
people-
like
For
that.
people that
Yeah.
can really draw, because there's like Chris Bondi, he can see something and he visualizes it in his hand somehow and it comes out.
And it just
Like
goes.
I have to actually be like, what does that look like? And then
Yeah.
how is my hand going to connect with my brain to
Have
draw
I ever
this on
seen
paper?
a toothbrush? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, how do I start that? There's points
Yeah.
on it? No, is it rounded?
It was fun. I would buy this game and just have this in a collection. This is
Yeah.
one that can just sit there, and if you play it 1 or 2 times a year, or you play it 10 times in a row, I think it adds a lot of value to a collection to broaden what you might want to play with kids, with family, for
And it's just like a little box.
yeah. There is a terrible mistake on Board Game Geek based on this game.
Really?
So it's called 6 Second Scribbles.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, 6
Players
second
2
scribbles.
to 8. Great. You can play with 15 if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think it's
Right.
something they give you pencils. The pencils suck.
yeah, they're just golf pencils.
Yeah, give
Mini golf
better
pencils.
pencils or give somebody
Yeah.
a slightly better pencil.
Yeah.
But it says weight 1.0. Perfect.
Yep,
Right?
right.
That's what it is. Playing time 20 to 60 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's wrong. The box says 15.
60 minutes.
Oh, God. Draw for an hour. That would suck.
It's
That's a wide range.
Can you imagine playing this? All right, we played 3 rounds.
Yep.
Only 15 more to go.
Yeah, we're going to keep going. We're going to play through all the cards.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, that's wrong.
really bad. So
It
if you are
takes,
looking at that,
3 minutes.
and of course,
Yeah, I think
because
15 minutes is even too much.
Each card is 1 minute, and then you're
Yeah.
guessing for 2 or 3.
took us-
So yeah, 15 is probably
it
right.
took us 10 with half laughing through
Yeah.
through most of it.
Yeah.
So obviously, because we're a top 500 board game podcast
500.
in Michigan, Gamely is listening. Go on Board Game Geek and change that shit to say 10 to 15 minutes, so people don't think you're scribbling for an hour.
Yeah.
You'd have to the game would have to come with a pencil sharpener for that to be the
60
case.
minute scribbles.
60 minutes scribble.
So yeah, I'll probably end up buying it or throwing it maybe if it's available on Amazon, just waiting and having it like an add-on somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not super it only has 16 comments, 100 ratings.
I know. How
Yeah,
did we
it
get
came out
this?
in
If you're listening
2021,
and
so
you
it's not,
sent this to
brand
us,
new.
if you're listening and you sent this to us, tell us. You can. It's funny. So typically,
tell
let
us.
me just tell you this. So when somebody interrupts somebody, typically, if the person who's being interrupted keeps talking, usually
Ryan.
I'm just hold on. Usually the interrupter will just immediately be like, oh, and stop. Natalie doesn't have that in her brain. If she starts interrupting me and I keep talking, she'll just keep talking louder. And I'm like, I was talking. Why are you? So if you sent this to us, please reach out and at least just let us know. I would love to say thank you to you. It's very nice. if it was Gamely, maybe Gamely listens to us. Maybe they're fans because it came from Gamely, but it did say to the James family, So
Right,
I don't understand.
family.
So it would be
It's
someone
weird.
might have went on their website and bought it.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like happened, but there was no note. There was nothing.
On
We posted it.
Amazon,
See, this is me stopping.
Yep. Okay, on Amazon, what? Let us know.
on Amazon, it says 500 plus bought in the past month.
How
One
much
of
is
those
it?
came
I don't
to
care
us.
about that. I want to know how much it was.
How much? Oh, $15.
Okay, that's about right.
One for each minute.
Yeah, the golf pencils suck. Get better pencils.
Well, I'm guessing that probably cut down on the cost. Yeah. Like, it's not a big deal to just take your
Sure,
own.
yeah, or like
use a
'cause you have to
pencil
sharpen
at
it.
your house.
Yeah, I do kind of like that the size of the paper because you
Sure,
can just
yeah,
play
it's
with
small.
anything. But I like that you kind of are forced to draw small shit.
Yeah, like I was drawing. I was like, where did I draw the next one?
Yeah,
I
me
accidentally
too.
drew something too big. It was
Well, a couple
funny.
times when we played with the kids, I would actually draw like a little grid, like 10 little spaces, and I'm like, this is all I have to work with each
And
time.
that's probably good for the kids too. To be like, put something in every one of these boxes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's true.
So yeah, that's 6-second scribbles. Takes about 60 minutes.
It takes,
What else you
it takes
got,
an hour,
Jeff? What else?
2 to 3 hour game. It's a light strategy game. Okay, so I have a game that from Good Games Publishing.
Okay.
Good Games.
Good games. Good games.
They are double check this so
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
ruin this in the middle. But
Yeah, sure.
I think their biggest game is the Unfair Funfair. I don't want to call it a series, but
Right.
Yep, I'll
those-
look it up.
Unfair is a game that I think people really love, but not everybody's like played it. I feel like it's a good game. It's a good game. It's
I haven't played it.
Yeah, we haven't
Publishing.
played it.
Oh,
but I
they've done
remember
Land
you
vs.
talking
Sea.
about it.
Oh, Land vs. Sea, that's right.
That so far, those are the biggest ones.
Guild. There's a Guild Masters one.
Master,
I played
yeah.
that one. That one's really good.
Sandcastles. Too many cooks. I've heard of that one. Oh, they have this game called Trick Draw.
Oh yeah, Trick Draw. That's what we talk about. Let's talk about it.
Oh, okay. Sounds
Okay,
good.
so we played Trick Draw. Trick Draw is going to be available very, very soon, if not right now. There was a little bit of a this again we feel cool. There was a little bit of an embargo until like yesterday to fully review this game and talk about it. I'm pretty sure it was Kickstarter, got sent out. Super weird theme. It's like cowboys and magic, not like Magic the Gathering, but like magical, mythical, maybe mythical. No, mythical's not.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, abracadabra cowboys. Yeehaw, abracadabra. Okay, you can
Abracadabra.
paste whatever theme you want on this. This is a very quick card game. Everybody starts with 2 cards, and then there's a big deck of cards right in the middle. On your turn, you draw a card, and then you play one, sort of like Love Letter.
Love that.
You can play them face up, face down, or not at all, and draw more cards.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
we didn't do that.
We didn't really do that. I think we
Yeah.
kind of had cards that were decent.
Yeah.
I did
true.
it once in the other game that I played.
Okay.
Because I my first
Man, a
turn, I
handful
feel
of
like I
5
played cards, and it was like discard one. Then I didn't have anyone, so when I drew, I was like, I don't want to play this. So then I drew 2 more.
Makes sense.
And so when you play a card face down on the back, it just says 1 point. So you get 1 point. And the goal is to have 10 points in front of you.
Just play them all face down. Why not?
Play them all face down. That's how you win.
Why not?
Or you play the card face up for its ability, which could be like an on-reveal ability, an ongoing power, a discard to do something type of thing. And all of those abilities manipulate cards in front of you and in front of other people to try to get you 10 points and not the other people to get 10
I want those points. I don't want you to have them.
Yeah, you don't want
I
them.
want them. Give them to me.
So I played this a couple times, one at 4 and one just before the show. Theme out the window. Don't
Yeah,
care.
fuck the theme.
But like you said, and maybe this is I don't want to steal your
No,
point, or
steal
we
it.
can just chime
Steal
in.
it. Steal
the
it.
art is cool.
Awesome.
Like a cowboy with like wizard eyes. That's cool.
It's sweet looking.
They threw together some cool art for a nonsensical.
They're
theme.
like, what hasn't been done here? I know. Magical cowboys.
Cowboys. And so that was cool. That kind of made me look at the cards, which when I was like looking at the little artwork, that was cool. It was this was kind of better than I thought in terms that it was really fast. And there are a lot of like cool abilities with like flipping the cards back and forth. We had a couple very cool instances in our 4-player game where cards were flipped over and then another card let you flip something back, which then triggered
use it
an
again.
reveal ability again. Ryan didn't do a lot of that because he was just kind of going after one strategy, which worked. But Natalie, we're flipping cards and doing things. And for some reason, again, it's one of those games like, why hasn't this just been created already?
Yeah.
You just literally need 10 points in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of
Yeah.
flipping cards back and forth. Overall, like pretty good. This is an easy, like, again, add-on type of game. You play with nons. Anybody could play this game.
Very true.
And there is like a rule at the end where you do like an instant win. Like Ryan won, he got 10 points, boom, over. There is this goofy rule that you could do like a showdown is that where they like face back
Like
to
there's
back and
one
shoot each
more
other?
round
Yeah, it would be
or
like
something.
you would add 2 more points to your board.
Oh,
and then
can you guys get up to that?
Natalie and I would get turns. But then if we have the same amount of points, you sort of like knock each other out. But like on my turn, I could like take a point away from you. And if you and Natalie both had 11, you would cancel each other out and I could win with like 9.
Oh,
there's like a weird extra
that
thing,
is
right?
weird.
So we just played straight up, instant win, 10 points. So what did the two of you think of Trick Draw?
Trick Draw McGraw.
Trick Draw.
Okay, I liked this game. I thought that when we first started playing it, it gave me, I was like, I feel like this might have Munchkin vibes, which I dislike.
Yeah.
Which what I mean by that is bash the leader. Because everybody, like Jeff said, you're just trying to get 10 points. So everyone's just playing cards in front of them. And you can
mess with the other players.
Well, you can mess with the other players, but mostly what I was saying is you can see how everyone's doing. Every time when it's your turn, we're just looking at your turn, and both me and Jeff are like, okay, she's got 4 points. She's played a card. Now she's got 6. Okay, and Jeff's like, it's my turn. So when you see that, you're like, now what am I going to do to react to her? Like, if I only have 3 points, maybe I fuck with her and take some of her points away. And so what I was worried was that as each of us started accumulating more points, getting closer to 10, that it was going to turn into, all right, Natalie's got 9 points. Me and Jeff have 6. We got to both work together and bring her down. And then once Natalie's brought down, now Jeff's up. Okay, Natalie, we got to work together. But that's what Munchkin does.
Yeah.
Munchkin's just like bash the leader until somebody lucks into the win. And I was like, I don't know if I like this yet. And then it ended very quickly.
Yeah.
Like very quickly.
Like 10, 15 minutes tops.
And I was like, okay, cool. This is not Munchkin at all. And Jeff made this comment after we played it where, yes, you can mess with the players, but that's not the game.
Right.
The game is not, I'm going to fuck with you so I can get points. You can fuck with other players. You can do stuff like kind of subtly. I'm going to turn your card over and now you had a point and I turn it over and you don't.
Yeah.
But if they do that, not knowing what's on their side, it could trigger an ability for you and do something better. I mean, there are some cards I think that take cards away.
Yeah, like I could either flip your cards or I took a card and you could
take
flip
it
it
from
up.
someone else.
Yeah, so like you could do that if you have the opportunity, I think. You could probably bash the leader a little bit, but if you're bashing the leader, usually it's not really helping yourself.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was because there was a bunch of moments I had cards in my hand. I'm like, well, I could flip Jeff's, like you had just gotten this card and you were like, oh, I like this. And I was like, I could flip that right now. Maybe I do. And then I was like, but if I do that, it doesn't do anything for me. That's my turn. My turn is playing a card to flip his over. Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, okay, you're not close to winning yet. That I don't know. It just felt like, why would I do that? I should rather do something like I'll just put a card face down and I get a point. Mm-hmm. You know? And it had opportunities for clever play. I feel like I was a little snake in the grass. Kind of came out at the end. I was like, boom, I can play this card.
That's the best thing
and
to
it was
do
sweet.
in the game.
Yeah, like that was cool. I like that.
Because I was waiting. I needed one more turn to do that.
That same
to play
thing.
one card for the 3 or 4 points that you needed.
So I actually overall I did like this game. It did give me love letter vibes where you draw a card, play a card. I think that was cool, and it wasn't so mean that I would avoid it.
Yeah,
because I don't like take that at all. I don't like any kind of like take that where I'm building something and you steal it from me. I hate that.
Yeah.
But this does have that, but it doesn't feel like you just destroy this thing I've been spending time working on because the game's 10 minutes long.
Right, it's so quick
It's
that
probably
it doesn't feel
25%.
mean at all.
How long did the games that you played with 4 players
About
last?
the same amount of time.
Okay.
10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, overall, I think this was good. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed my play of it. This is another one kind of like 6 second scribbles where I think like, okay, I see that. Yeah, I want to play this again.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't going to win any awards, I don't think, but I think it's good. What do you think, Natalie?
Yeah, pretty much same thing. When I first was playing, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, and then very quickly I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I can do this.
There's
and
a couple cool
then you kind of
combos,
like
yeah.
start figuring out.
Delicious.
Yeah, like once cards are played and you see more. Well, it didn't help that my starting hand was the same exact 2 cards, and so I was kind of like, what do I do with these?
Yeah, that could
you
be a
know.
downer.
But then like it started making more sense, and yeah, it was just so fun. It was like you said, it reminds me of Love Letter. You know, it's kind of like there's only a couple different kinds of cards, a couple different kind of things you can do. You know, you only have so many cards in your hand. You can see everybody else, and you kind of just make a quick decision to like, you know, how you're going to handle this turn. And yeah, I liked it too.
I'd be interested
it
to
was fun.
hear like play it too and just see how quick the back and forth is. There is like maybe the first player starts an extra card or the second player starts but there's some
There's some
slight
sort
thing
of
that
way
you
to
modification.
balance it a little bit.
But I'd be interested if just the back and forth is fun.
The artwork was cool. I really liked looking at the cards a lot in that
I don't think I
way.
even looked at the artwork.
Oh, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I thought it was it was done really well. Instead of a pistola on that holster, there's a wand. I don't know, but it was really cool. So what else you got, Jeff?
Okay, I got one more. I just want to I guess we'll just call this like a preview of a game.
Okay.
So I'll do a fuller preview, more girthier.
Well, he'll let the bed.
A girthier, yeah. A more girthier review next episode because I'm going to play this Bulbasaur review next episode because I'll play this with Devin in the next couple weeks. This is going to Kickstarter November 14th. This game is called Wish.
Wish.
Okay. If you are a fan of the Miko.
I love the Miko.
And the art.
What?
The Miko is an artist.
Oh.
His name is not the Miko, but he goes by the Miko.
It's not like the Ultimate Warrior changed his name to the Warrior.
He does the artwork for all of the games.
Did you know that? Do you know who the Ultimate Warrior?
No. Is that a wrestler?
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
He was a wrestler? Good.
Yeah.
So the Ultimate Warrior, he got hit in that brain too many times, went a little crazy at the end of his life because he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's dead.
Long ago.
And at the end of his life, he legally changed his name from whatever it was to the Warrior.
The Warrior.
Interesting.
So the Miko's name is not the.
Yeah.
Mr. Miko.
Yeah, he does. He's most famous for doing the artwork of the games.
Yeah. Paladins.
All of those
Got
of
it.
the games are the Miko.
Yeah, or a game that you would. Did he do the Circadians?
I think so. Well, that's the same company. I don't know if he did the artwork for that, but
Who knows? But if you like the Miko, that will draw you into the game because the box cover is beautiful. The components are beautiful. There's cool like acrylic player pieces, which again, we've talked about how much we just like acrylic pieces now. Like using
Yeah, they are
those
cool.
see-through kind of acrylic pieces are just super cool. So what this game kind of is you're these djinns. The
DJINN.
D-Jins.
Okay, I know the D-Jins.
You are the djinns.
Yeah, Jin.
And there's this like big map on the main board. Everyone gets this like asymmetrical sort of like,
Ooh, I like that.
power, and your Jin does something different, and you're kind of traveling around this map. It's not like really too much pick up and deliver, which is cool. And
Sipping on the
you are
gin and-
trying to like
Yeah, that's it.
The lantern.
Yeah, it's a lamp,
Like a genie
Or a
coming out of the
lamp.
lamp.
Yeah, like a genie lamp.
and
You're right.
I'm making like a weird rubbing thing.
He's rubbing the lamp.
Yeah. And
My genie's coming out.
So you get like I'm excited about asymmetrical powers. I'm excited about like you're fulfilling these wishes, which then give you like kind of bonuses throughout the game. You're trying to collect followers to have like basically be the best DJ Jin. You know?
Yeah.
So
Jin
once
and
I
juice.
play it, I'm going to report back on it. But if you're looking to like support it, and I'll be very clear on the next one if I want you to support it. But if you're looking to like keep up with the progress of it, because some people like to hit the follow button and then you get those updates as they're kind of
Sounds cool to me.
making it. It comes out November 14th. Our next episode would be early November, like the 4th or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, before that.
The 4th of the...
So somewhere around
yeah.
the first week of November. So you will have at least a week plus to look at it more when I kind of review it more. But that's Wish. I just want to mention it before we roll into the next thing.
Good.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
The Gamecasters have a sponsor. We have partnered up with Modern Meeple, company behind the famous Gamey Susan, which is a lazy Susan that holds extremely high-quality board game component trays. These trays are the picture of luxury. Made right here in the USA, they are made from a wood-based material that's dyed throughout with a number of different colors to choose from, and should you drop or ding them, they will still retain that color. These things are so great looking on the table, and displaying them on your game shelves will really elevate your status with your neighbor, which is good because he's been lording that damn elk head over the fireplace for the last 5 years and really needs to shut up. So head on over to modernmeeple.com to check out all the great products they have. And if you find something you like, enter discount code GAMECASTERS at checkout to receive free shipping. And a couple cool Gamecasters keychains as well. Once again, that's modernmeeple.com. The Gateway Network is now defunct, but our merchandise sure isn't. If you're looking to get some great Gamecasters or Mad Board Gamer gear, head on over to thegatewaynetwork.com/store and you'll find that there. We have also partnered up with Tim of Sir Meeple, who is creating custom Gamecasters designs for us, so you can go to sirmeeple.com, click the pull down under creators, and find us there under Board Game Podcasts. More stuff will be added frequently, and what a great way to support two creators at the same time. A dream for most of us, am I right, Natalie? So once again, that's sirmeeple.com. You click the pull down under creators and find us under Board Game Podcasts. If you're looking to support the show, maybe consider flushing your money down the Gamecasters toilet by way of our Patreon page. There are 4 different tiers which will get you access to behind-the-scenes content, exclusive content, or content ahead of time. You will also get swag that nobody else has access to, and just the opportunity to help out and support a podcast which you sometimes listen to. We have amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your support, guys. If you'd like to donate to help us pay for things like hosting fees and that blank that Jeff's had his eye on, please head on over to patreon.com/The Gamecasters to help out. Possibly the best way to interact with all of us, though, is via our Discord server. If you go to the Gamecasters Instagram page, you can check out our link tree in our bio to get access to our server. It's a great way to engage with all 3 of us on a daily basis, as well as meet a bunch of like-minded, awesome people. So check out our Discord server. Why don't you step inside? Come on, it's warm in there. You think you found some grass, but nope, it's pubic hair. You wonder why there's so much underwear. You stepped inside of Natalie's Nook.
Today on Natalie's Nook, I have a question for you.
For me? For Jeff?
Both of you.
Just
for all
us?
of us
Oh.
to discuss.
I'll be
And all of the
upstairs.
Questions
listeners
for you?
as well.
Oh, everyone partakes.
Okay. In an ideal world,
Can I do this? In a world.
no.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, what would be your perfect board game collection? And what I mean is, as in like the perfect number of games or amount of shelves and like kind of like in general what it's made up of. And the reason that I'm asking this is because Ryan and I have been purging a lot of our game collection. It's kind of started out as...
I have to.
Yeah, it kind of started out as we needed some extra money for house issues.
You can remove the word
But-
extra.
Yeah, we needed some money to not be severely in debt. And then we were kind of like, you know what? Let's just, get rid of, let's just like hone down our collection
Hone it down.
until to like where
hone
we
it
want
down
it to
out there.
be. And so we have
Hey,
Hey, kids.
hey,
Yes.
hey.
Yes, Father.
hone it down.
Well, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm
Hone
sorry.
it down.
Yes, sir.
Keep the door closed. What are you air conditioning the outside?
That's a yes, sir.
we got rid of probably around 40 games so far, and so we put our basement back together right after the flood.
Yeah.
And we actually got rid of one entire Calyx shelf, and we have this big
what size
pile-
of Calyx shelf? Because they make
2 by
make a
4.
2 by
1 by 2.
4.
True.
so-
A 2x4.
the 2x4.
2x4.
That's all we have.
You
We
get
had
1 2x4. Okay.
we basically had like 5 of those, plus if you two small ones that like turn like when you add them together, it would be like a 6th one of those. So we got rid of just one of those, and
Okay.
What did you say?
No, I don't know. Just do the number, but just do the 2x4. Just what do you?
yeah.
So you
Well,
got rid of an entire.
We got rid of
2x4.
one
entire
2x4.
2x4,
Yep,
yeah.
a 2x4 or a 4x2.
8
Fours are
squares gone.
2s.
We have a giant pile of games on the floor right now because those are the games that we decided we're going to try to sell and get rid of those.
Yeah.
And everything else, besides the ones we decided to sell, are put back on the shelves that we kept. And they're not even full. And it feels so awesome. And that's what Ryan and I have been kind of like talking about lately. So we have like 2 shelves on either side of our TV, and there's 2 shelves behind our TV, and we kind of like displayed them in a certain way. So the ones by the TV are kind of like our favorite games, like the games that we both love. And we sit there on the couch and we can see them because they're by the TV. And we're just kind of like, we look at them and we keep making comments like, man, these are good shelves. Like, oh man, I would play every single one of those right now.
these shelves.
Kind of thing. And then the ones behind the TV are almost like the second tier, like games where we don't want to sell them, but they're not quite as good as the shelves next to the TV.
They just want to be on the TV shelves.
They do. They're trying so hard.
Play me again. I'll be.
I can
TV
do it. I
shelf,
can do it,
promise.
Daddy. Please, Father.
And so
I'll hone it down.
Hey!
Yes.
Hone it down.
I'm so sorry.
and
I was
so,
just doing a lot of fucking.
We've been like kind of having this conversation. We're like, oh, it feels so good to just have the collection just like this. Like, what if it stayed like this? And like,
What if?
And like,
What if?
I don't know. I kind of
What
was
if?
wondering, in your ideal world, like what would you have? And again, I'm not saying like specific, titles of games necessarily, but like because we were like, okay, there's like 1st tier games, 2nd tier games, and then everything else we were getting rid of, and we're like, should we
Don't
keep
play it.
another like tier? And then we're like, no, why would we? Kind of thing. And then even just looking around at the games, because we like cut so many out, it just feels so much less overwhelming.
Joy
You know,
Glass
you
on.
kind of sometimes like before when your game collection is so huge, you're looking around and you're like, it's like almost like overwhelming to
Yeah.
pick one game to play right now.
Yes.
You're just like, I don't know. But now how it is, we look around and we're like, yeah, all these are great. I'd pick any of them and feel great. And it doesn't feel like such a burden to like make that decision.
Yeah.
And so I'm like really loving this. And I mean, you know, we're going to be buying more games. We're probably going to run out of space. It's probably going to, you know, it's not going to last forever. But how it is right now to me is like ideal.
Really?
And I want to know what you guys think would be ideal.
Ideal.
You got thoughts, Jeff?
I have questions.
Okay.
I have some questions. Okay.
I have so many thoughts.
How many? Do you know how many games you have now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
like on our shelves,
well, games in the collection minus those
minus the floor ones.
is still like 250, 300 games.
Okay. So you're
Really?
at like 250. You have
Well,
a
I mean,
massive
look at
amount of
that.
small box games. Right?
There-
There's,
Yeah,
the
there's a
majority
lot
of them.
there's 50
There's
sitting
like
on
I thought
there's
it
like
was like
50 right there.
200
The card
maybe.
box alone, that the quiver has like 20. I have
you're
another
probably
card box
at-
that has
That's
like
true.
40.
175 to 200 bigger-ish box
Yeah.
shelf space
Yeah.
games.
Shelf space
Well,
games.
how many
yeah.
would you say is in that pile on the floor?
Watch, I said less those.
A dozen.
I know, but how many do you think were in there? Like, how many did we like take away from the collection to get to that spot?
150.
Okay.
Okay. So I would say in an ideal world, do I have like like are you saying I have an ideal amount of space?
Yeah,
I
like,
have
Like-
your space now.
so I have my space.
You have your
So
space.
I don't have a giant space. I can't answer. I want every game ever made.
You know
I
what?
mean, you can.
No, maybe you
If
should. Maybe
that's-
we should
no,
look at it that
if
way.
We're saying an ideal
Yeah,
world.
we should look
so
at it that
ideal
way.
would be you have the ideal room and space. Like what feels good to you
wouldn't-
as
table,
your,
yeah.
of your
Do you just want them
collection.
all?
Do you want
like
them
No, I don't
everything?
think I want them all.
You know what I mean?
Like I want them all,
Like, I
but I don't
wouldn't.
want them all.
You don't want them all.
Like don't you want them all, but you don't want them all.
Do you want them all?
I want them all.
I'm in this
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
space where I'm just like
I want
get
one
rid
of
of
them all.
everything. I don't want. There's too much stuff. I don't want so much stuff.
Yep.
That's how I feel. So
I
like
get
I
that.
definitely would not want them all.
Okay.
I get that. I have made just a promise to myself that my current shelves are the only shelves that I'm going to
No more
have.
shelves.
I'm not going to buy any more shelves. That's what I have. So I'm looking at I'm not looking at them, but because if I turn around, you won't hear me on the microphone. You have basically 2 4x4s. Okay, so if we're in the Calyx world, let's talk about that. You got a 4x4 over here
Yeah, it's really
of your tier 2 games, and then you have 2 2x4s.
2x4s. Yep.
So you have,
And then we have a 2x2
and then
here.
you have a 2x2Z over here.
and another 2x2 over there that's
That
not
doesn't
full of
even
anything
have
yet.
any
Okay.
games yet.
All right. So I have 2 5x5s that are next to each other.
Yep.
I have a 2x4 laying down horizontally, and
Yep.
I have a 2x4 vertically.
Yep.
The 2x4 that's vertically just has 10 games on it, and they're like my top 10 games.
Yeah.
They're just one per
Yeah.
thing. So I've always in my brain gone, all right, if my games expand to a point where I'm busting, I can put them there.
Yep.
Right.
But I'm trying to not.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I would say like
But what feels good? What
I
do
don't
you
want. Okay, I want more than 50.
Yeah.
Right? And I think partly because I like
The
the
variety.
idea that I have that I am this engulfed in this hobby. That when I say like I have 300 board games, that's a cool conversation piece with people who don't suck.
Right.
Who aren't like ooh like that kind of
fucking
people.
nerd.
But if I just have 40, yeah, I'm sure I would love those games and I would play them all the time. But I don't know. I feel like in my head that's less cool.
Yeah.
And that's nerdy because I just want games. But
Yep.
it's less cool to me that I want.
Well, you're in a little different situation as well because you play with a group.
Right.
So variety is kind of nice.
Yeah.
You know, you also are running the Mini Nerd Fest, which is
Yeah.
exclusively at your place. So it's like you want to feel like, hey, I'm hosting this. I need to have
here's
games that
some
everyone,
things
you
to
know,
pick.
I don't want everyone to have to bring all their
Right.
games.
You want to have games that fit a bunch of different situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, absolutely.
Even, like,
so
bringing them
so
for
is
the
what
kids
you
at
have
school
right
or-
now the perfect situation for
No,
you?
I would probably like 50 less games.
Do you want to pare down a bit?
Yeah. And I have like my own, I'll call it a struggle, but it's not really a struggle. It's like, you know, first world problems of like, I get games sent to me
Yeah.
and I don't feel comfortable like selling those games or like I'm not making a profit on games that were given to me. So how do I get rid of games that I've played a few times, reviewed, taken pictures of, and don't love? Like, what do I do with them? And I go back and forth of like, sometimes they end up in mystery boxes, or I bring them to school and the kids play them or something like that. But there's probably 50 games that I have gotten as review copies that don't have a home.
Yeah.
That they're just living on my shelf because I don't quite know
really
what
want
to do
them
with
there.
them.
Yeah.
That's a burden I'm glad that we're not bearing. I'm glad that you're bearing
and
that.
it's not bad. It's not like people would love to get, like, I love the other side of that way more than I love getting games and working with publishers and talking to people and getting the hotness. So it's like a minor issue. But I'd love to have, when I first set up my collection, I would have like 5 games in one of the cubes of the Calyx, and then one would just be like a game that I love that take up the whole thing. And now it just looks like a library, right? Of just a catalog of books. So I would like to like rearrange it and use the cubes for other things. So yeah, I think if I lost 50 games and I was down to maybe that like 250 number, I would be happy.
Well, another like difference too is like you in your basement, you have a whole kind of like sectioned off area that is like solely like that's like
really
the board game room basically.
It ended up perfect.
Yeah, it's like your board game table and all your board games, and it's kind of like secluded, and it's like that's what it's for. But like our basement, especially now that we rearranged it, it's kind of like a general hangout area now. And I kind of like that the board games aren't like the center of attention. It's like people would still walk down and be like, oh, you got a lot of games, but it wouldn't be like, this is what the basement is, board games only. It's more than just that. It's, there's the couch and the TV and the computer and the
orgy time.
If you want.
Like a craft area and a music area. You know what I mean? And so like I kind of like that too.
That your basement is not just solely board game.
Yeah.
Basement.
But that doesn't really answer your question, right? In an ideal world, what would be your
my
like not our basement
your
as it
ideal
is.
basement.
Or do we have your ideal setup then?
Yeah, my point is because we got rid of so many games and we're able to make the basement not just all about board games, because before I feel like there was board games everywhere, then we run out of space and they're all over the floor and they're stacked on chairs, and it's just you walk down and I feel like it's like board games. Now you walk down and you're like, look at this nice hangout area.
And here's a side of games.
Right, and they're like, look at all those games. That's like one of the things that you do down here.
Full of board games.
And it feels like better like feng shui to me, I guess.
Balanced.
I would also
it feels
like
more
someone,
balanced because this isn't our only hobby. Like it's our main hobby probably, but we have other things too that we like to do.
I don't. I would
just not burdened with
someone to also come in and rearrange my games in a more aesthetically pleasing way.
I've always wanted to do the
ideally
colorway.
it'd be like in a
the
nice
colorway
like,
is beautiful, or if someone like
by box
was like, hey, here's
size
here's your box size, here's your colors, here's
Yeah,
here's all your designers are in order. So if you're looking for like, or here's your sections.
The only problem is
almost
when
like
you
it's a
have
real library.
when you have games stuffed like you do and like we do, adding new ones fucks the whole system.
Right, then you're like, all right, now
then you got to rearrange everything.
In an ideal world, it would be like a library, like where it's all.
Someone would
set
do,
up
it
in a
would
certain
magically
way.
happen.
Yeah, it would just
in an
happen. I
ideal
would get a
world.
game and it would just happen.
Yeah.
All right, so I have thoughts too.
Okay, let's hear them.
I have wanted to do what we're doing now. I've thought this in my head years and years and years ago that I'm like, God, I think I might have too many. And I don't mean too many like, oh, this is a problem. I mean like it's causing me to not be able to play the games that I want to because I'm only accumulating, and then I'm trying to keep up with the ones I'm accumulating on so I don't accumulate a bunch and then play the old ones, and then now it's going this way.
And then it's getting worse.
And I'm like, I feel like this is an issue that I need to fix, but I would do like, every quarter I would run an auction on Board Game Geek, and I would sell like 20 games, and then those games would go out, and I'd feel fine, but I'd like replace them all, or at least half of them would be replaced by the
Very
time
quickly.
you know what I mean? So it wasn't like really making any kind of dent. So it wasn't until we had an actual disaster happen that this finally got to take shape. Well, plus it hit at a good time with me because right now in my life I'm not as consumed in games like Jeff is. I'm not 100% only wanting to play games only 100% of the time.
Yeah.
It's still very much my main hobby, I would say. And doing the podcast, of course, is the main offshoot, the fun that I get doing, being in the board game hobby. But I think 2 2x4 shelves is my ideal
Really?
collection
So even
size.
less.
Jeff, it's actually what Jeff said. He was like, I don't want to have only 50 games. I kind of want to have only 50 games.
Really?
I would love to have those 2 shelves right there be it.
Yeah.
Those 2 shelves on the TV, that would be, I think my ideal situation would be 50 games that I just constantly cycle through. And I would love to have the situation happen where once, like, I have 50 games I cycle through, and then once in a while, Guild of Merchant Explorers comes around. And I'm like, ooh, new one. Boom,
And you're
add
kind of
that
like-
in. And it's like, oh, cool, now I got 51.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's not.
But then maybe like you're like, okay, I've played this one enough, and that one goes, and then Guild of Merchant Explorers replaced it.
Yeah, I really, really would love. It's not going to happen.
I know,
I would love to have
an ideal
those
world.
2 2x4s filled with games I love, and I just look at them and I'm like, every one of these is my favorite.
Yeah.
You
People
know,
live
that's
that
what I
life
like.
sometimes.
But I do have these shelves behind the TV that I was
like, this
talking
is
about,
great, too.
where there's the second tier games. You know, there's like Las Vegas, which I like. I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
There's Alien S, which like I really love that game, but it's not quite in
That
tier
level,
1. But it's also
yeah.
like I don't really want. I don't want to get rid of that.
Right.
But anything under that, like Natalie was saying, I want it to go. I want it to be gone. I don't want to play an
Yeah.
8. I don't want games to stick around. So here's a thing that differs from me and Natalie that is different from Jeff, I feel like. Natalie and I pretty much exclusively play games with each other for the most part.
Right.
Everybody that we hang out with has their own collection themselves. Jeff has his own collection that's bigger than mine. The Measles have their own collection. Dave Mick's got his own collection.
And it's
Everyone's
not-
got their own
Right.
collection.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like we need to keep a bunch of games around for these different unique situations. If we ever wanted a game for a different unique situation, one of my friends has that game that they could then bring over if they're coming to hang
And
out.
that's different. It didn't used to be like that. We used to be introducing games to people all the time, or
Yeah,
have
we
like
were
a
the
work
game
game,
people.
night. Who none of them ever.
Well,
they
and-
didn't have their own game collection, and so like we were in a situation where like it made sense to keep all these extra games, but now that's not how our
Yeah, it doesn't really
lifestyle is.
happen to us very often. It's really just us two, or we're playing with you, or
Yeah, or
Ben and
our
Emily
other
will
friends
play
who
with
also have
us,
tons
or
of
all these
games.
people have
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're in the perfect spot where I can finally get this plan kind of enacted, where it's like I only want a little collection of games that I fucking love.
Well, when we started with like in the PN phase of our life, the pre-Natalie phase,
Yep.
it was Bill with the 300 games.
Bill had all the games, and we would
then
get like we would
get a
buy
couple.
the dotted ones that
because
so
like,
we wouldn't
I only play
overlap.
games with Bill, so let's just go to Bill's and play games there. So if you were the game people in your group, which you are, but you also aren't, because
Yeah, everyone's the game
there's-
people.
Yeah, because
Right.
We're
that's
all
our
the game
group's
people.
We're
hobby.
all playing. We're
It's
only playing
not-
with gamers.
Yeah, it's not like, all right, well, now we're going to Ryan's house and we know we're going to play games. It's like we can play games anytime and anywhere. So we have.
Yeah, well, it's like
know.
I'll come to your house and it's like I don't need to bring any games. You have a ton of games.
Right.
People that are friends with us that come over to play games, we have our own games that we want to play. Come over, play some of mine. If I go to your house, I'll play some of yours. You know, it's like so you don't have to be like. Unless, of course, you're really excited about something. But we don't have to be
Right.
like, oh, we're going to Jeff and Devin's. I know that they love monikers. We'll bring monikers. And it's like, well, they have that.
Three, yeah,
Right.
they have,
You know,
or they have
it's-
something else. That's
yeah,
just as
right. It's like,
equivalent
yeah,
of fun.
so for me personally, I really, really want to pare down to the games that I personally want to play. It used to be for a long time, and there's nothing wrong with this because this is what I enjoyed. It used to be I wanted to keep not the Jones rule, but like I wanted to have a game representing like every mechanism. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I want a game
The
that's great
best
that
one
plays
or
for
whatever, yeah.
that plays 20 people. I want a game that plays 10 people. I don't play that games 8 people. I want like all player counts. I have a really, really solid game. I want the best kind of this. I want a game for these 2 people specifically. And I'm all done with that now. And maybe it's because I'm in my 4s where I'm just like, oh, who fucking cares about other people? I want my collection now
wise
to
now.
reflect
Yeah.
me. Yeah, exactly. I'm so wise. Like I said, I was saying this a minute ago. It took this last month of natural disasters to
Yeah.
finally be like, okay, now we can actually get rid of the games that we need to
Right.
sell. And I've kind of wanted to do this anyway.
It's funny. It's a good point. I mean, I didn't really necessarily want to do that before. And I almost felt like it wasn't even like an option. Like I couldn't even like picture doing that. But now that we like kind of are forced to, or we like, put it all aside and put it together without those, it's almost just like, yes, this is how it's meant to be.
Right. Well, there was a time for probably a decade where, because I can look back on my Board Game Geek, I've logged every game I've ever played since I joined Board Game Geek in 2011, and I can look back over the last 12 years on there and see And I used to average like 60 or 70 plays per month. And I am sure it's
like 10.
less than half of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably
Now.
a lot less.
So that's kind of, again, where it's like, okay, I'm playing a lot less games. And this is I'm fine with it. But I want to only now play Orleans. I only want to play Arc Nova. I only want to play Terra Mystica.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to necessarily be like, well, we took a chance on Wild Child West. You didn't really like it last time. What if we maybe try that one more time? You know what I mean? I want to be like, okay, that didn't hit for you. Goodbye. Except for the White Castle. I want to keep the White Castle.
I was going to say I was going to walk
Can I
out
keep
with
the White Castle? Yeah.
You can keep the Crave case.
I want to keep that.
I would like, again, ideally, I would like an easier way to get rid of games.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's a
it's
good
a pain
because
to
it's-
get rid of games.
It's honestly, sometimes I'll sit there and be like, I'll just keep it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Because it's so
I understand.
fucking annoying. Because
It's annoying.
I understand. So and we have a little bit of an advantage with, we have two
Upkeep.
game stores, Upkeep, that has like a consignment area.
yeah.
Which is still a little, still
Gotta
annoying.
fill out all this paperwork.
Still
Even for
annoying.
that,
to
it's
get
like
it,
kind
and,
of
and
annoying.
for me, it's
Yeah.
45 minutes away, and that's a long
It is
drive.
for us too. It is
a
for us
lot
too.
there. So
Both stores are
an
the
hour and a half
45
plus
minutes round trip.
being there.
Right,
It's an hour
so
and a
it's
half round
not,
trip
like,
to drive and do
easy.
this, right? And then what that gives me is store credit. Right, so it gives me store credit to them just buying
Buy
another
more
game,
games.
which is
Right.
fine. I love turning 5 games into one.
Right.
Same.
Then you
I'm
basically
totally
feel like
cool
you
with
get
that.
free games.
Great,
you know?
I get free
Yeah.
games and that kind of stuff. But then it's like, or I'll do giveaways, and I love doing giveaways. But then I'm spending $100 on shipping 3, 4, 5 boxes out to people, which I love, and everyone's so amazing with opening and being happy and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and that's cool. But like, I have to put in the work now to do that.
Yep.
I can't just or you do it on Board Game Geek, and now you're messaging people and they didn't
Yeah.
pay you.
Or
and you have to send this.
Facebook or-
oh,
yeah.
why is shipping so much money?
Yes. Fuck
Inflation.
you, people. Just pay it.
Like that process just sucks.
It sucks.
It does.
And it's not like something else. Like I don't know. I don't know another hobby where I'm collecting just a massive amount of shit that's like board games. It takes up so much room.
Yeah.
But like there are hobbies that if you have too much of something, you just kind of throw it away.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would feel so.
You don't
fucking
really do that
weird,
with games.
like being like, I don't want to play photosynthesis anymore, and
I'm just
throwing
gonna
it
toss
away.
it.
Yeah.
Like
We're
that-
doing that with Clank Legacy because we didn't finish it, and we're like, I don't think we're ever
okay.
going to finish it. No, but I'm
But
like,
we can't sell
I'm like,
it.
what do we do with
Yeah.
it? She's like, you got to throw it away. I'm like, I don't want to.
and I'll maybe burn it.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't just throw it. I got to throw it away.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's all these cards.
Well,
and it's
even like
feels so weird
Salvation
to me.
Army, like didn't we try to give games to them
don't
last
want your
time?
shit.
No, they won't. They
Nope.
won't take board games
Fuck outta
because
here.
they're like people give it to us and pieces are missing, so like we don't take
Yeah.
those, and we're like, dang it.
And it's just it's hard to get rid of them, and that's super annoying. So I think I would be closer to an ideal. I would get rid of 30 games tomorrow if someone was like, I'm going to drive to your house, I'm going to take these 30 games, and I'm going to leave $100 on your porch.
Yeah, just give me whatever you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me $2 a game. And maybe even there's this, is it Noble Knight or something?
Yeah, Noble Knight will even take everything that you have,
They'll
but you
take
still got to
everything,
pack
except
up
you
all
gotta
of these
pack it up in a
giant
massive
boxes.
fucking box and pay
Yeah.
for it. And I don't know, they'll give you
No, they do.
$3.
They
They
pay
pay
for
for
it,
it.
but
They pay
you
for
still
the
have
shipping.
to like
Yeah.
find boxes and pack it up and bring it to
And
the
they only
post
give you
office.
like 30% of
Yeah, because
whatever.
Oh, and you
not
don't
worth
get
it.
that
They're
much
trying-
money.
they're-
Yeah,
they're
they
gonna
got to
make
make
It's a
money.
business for them. But
So, yeah.
but that is a good service they provide.
Yeah.
Where it's
Right.
like if you want to get
If
rid
you
of
don't wanna
150
throw 'em
games,
away,
That's the way to
give
do
them
it.
to us, we'll give you a little bit of
got boxes
scratch.
enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love to pare it down a little bit, and I'll try to do that as well. And I'm thinking I'm going to make a prediction
Okay.
for you that I think that doing this, selling your 150 games,
Yep.
is gonna unkink you a little bit.
I think it might too.
Yeah, it feels so good.
It's already starting to. Like I'm really excited to play Barcelona, which actually is I bought on store credit from the Upkeep games.
All right.
Ooh,
I went to
nice.
Upkeep. They were like, you have a lot of games that have sold. You should come in and collect the money. I was like, okay. I came in, I had a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's look around. And they had one copy of Barcelona kind of like tucked away. I'm like, ooh,
Take
some
it. That's
fucker
where
was
I got
trying to hide
Revive
this shit.
from.
It's
That's
mine.
my favorite game.
It's mine, motherfucker. And then Cameron was like, Dad, you can't say motherfucker in front of me. And I was like, sorry.
Shut up, motherfucker.
Like, sorry, bitch.
Sorry.
So
But yeah, I think it might unkink you and get you going on.
I think so too.
Some games.
I am kind of feeling good about that. So, well, that was a great Nook topic. And with that, guys,
Thanks for your Nook.
oh yeah, baby! Here we go again with another hot, steaming pile of games to associate all over your faces. Get ready for
my
me to
God.
say something like Stefan Feldkondom, and for you to say
Trajan.
Yeah, all right. I got 10 games for us. I'm going to get the dingers. Jeff, can you keep score,
Ding it up.
please?
I do have a question. I'm going to ask it out loud before I forget.
Okay.
In your pile, you have Monstrosity.
Yeah,
We have two
Has someone bought
copies.
that?
We have.
No.
You want it? Take it.
Yeah, can I just?
You can
I'm gonna bring it
have
to school because the kids are
It's
gonna.
yours. It's yours.
Alright.
Take it.
Because they've like just fucking destroyed all of like.
We love
they've played it a
monstrosity.
bajillion times, and the
brand new.
markers are starting to like
It's brand new.
wear.
Not even
And,
open.
We
okay.
bought it for a present, and then we didn't give it. We didn't. I don't know why.
I don't know. We had 2 copies.
We bought it
that's
at
why
Target,
that's there.
Oh right.
and then we just kept. We were going to give it to somebody for like a present, and then we just didn't for some reason because I think we got something else. But yeah, it's yours. It's yours, and you can take it.
Okay.
Also, you gave us. We're saying this all recorded, but who cares? You gave us number drop, and that's in the pile.
drop.
You can take it back if you want.
No.
It's completely up to you. Okay,
No, we never
I have
played
number
it.
We
drop.
didn't play
I have
it, so- oh,
you'll
you do?
actually
Okay.
you'll like it, but I have it, and we'll play
Oh,
it.
then
You'll
maybe
like
we'll
it a
play.
lot.
Okay, okay, cool.
We should
It's
play it.
Tetris, and it's
Yeah,
rolling
dude,
right.
Polyomino. Oh, maybe,
right.
okay, so maybe,
I didn't
maybe we'll
put it-
try
I
it.
didn't
then.
list
like
that.
Dave like beat the shit out of everybody because he just kind of like that kind of stuff.
got
is
that
just,
spatial
like, his
brain.
Crazy stupid.
He's a
brain.
fucking professional, that
Problem.
guy.
Why is he so smart?
All right,
Anyway.
10 games. We ready for this?
Ready for the ass station.
Number 1.
What bell do you have? Do we figure this out?
I gave her grandma's bell. Yep.
Wasn't your grandma?
Number 1? What Natalie calls my lovemaking.
Could be anything. Is it good or bad?
Well, it's.
Okay, Jeff.
6 second scribbles.
6 second scribbles. Why do you call it that, by the way?
Yeah, why do you call it that?
I
Weird.
don't.
It's weird that
It's
a game
weird.
showed up.
I know.
Maybe.
Did you send this
Scribbles?
fucking thing
Yeah,
to me?
I think I did.
Well, you
I
always
tap
say
in-
it's scribbles because you're like, what are you doing with your penis like that? Quit shaking it back and forth.
Yeah. Well, I tap into your phone when you
Supposed
guys
to
are
go in
having
and out.
sex.
Yeah.
You let me know.
Right.
I'm like, that one lasted 6 seconds. And it kind of sounded like, so I
Yeah, he was scribbling around.
Yeah, so
oh,
it's
thanks,
me.
man. Oh, that's
Me, you're welcome.
that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, number 1 was 6 second scribbles. Number 2, what I call Natalie's vagine after my lovemaking to it.
Why is it always about
Lovemaking.
our?
It's not
it.
always.
Lovemaking
It's not
to it.
always.
Yeah, but like all of those are so like
What I call Natalie's vagine after my
the
lovemaking.
same.
So when Natalie calls my lovemaking was 6 second scribbles. What do I call her vagine after my lovemaking?
You call it.
I'm going to tell you these first 2 are relevant.
What would you call her?
Natalie.
Machine?
I feel disgusting saying this. White Castle.
The White Castle. Yeah, that's right. You've been doused.
Yeah, you got it.
Your castle has been.
You've been whitened.
Your castle has been whitened. Number 3, we're getting out of that sexual stuff. Symbol splooge.
Oh my god.
Symbol.
Symbol splooge.
Symbol splooge.
Symbol splooge.
Your clue, not
Like
for this,
symbol,
not for this
like
exact
ching.
one, but your clue.
I don't think
the
so.
rest of these. Oh, it's SY, not CY.
Okay. S-Y. Symbol.
Your clue for the rest of these are not as relevant. Okay, that's your help.
Splooge.
SPLOOGE.
Oh, E. There's an E at the end. Sploogey.
Splooge.
Symbol splooge.
Symbol
Okay,
splooge.
so there's something that's like, this symbolizes something, and then you splooge on it.
Right.
Yeah, or there's like a bunch of symbols. You draw like symbols.
Are they all 6 second scribbles? No symbols?
Here's another clue. We still own this game.
Symbols.
Jeff, I think you own it too. Maybe I'm wrong.
Splooge.
Huh.
Bagah.
It's harder now that we're not facing the board games.
I know. I'm like, I
Yeah.
have to look.
All right, well, we'll put that aside. Let's go
splooge.
to
Okay.
number 4. Money and muscles.
Money?
And what? Muscles?
Yeah.
Money and muscles. Go ahead.
Jeff,
Cash and guns.
cash and guns. Get it? Your muscles are
Yes,
your
I
guns.
get it.
I was
Which way
pausing
to
because
the-
I was like, is that right?
Which way to the muscle show? No, it's gun show.
Yeah, it was,
The muscle
I'm missing my beach ball. It's about
Beach
this
balls.
big. I lost it over there.
Number 5. Middle fingers to the ceiling.
Middle fingers to the ceiling.
Fuck you, ceiling.
Middle fingers.
Why don't you
song.
pantomime it? Jeff did it.
Boom.
Yep.
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
Fuck
Is it a
you.
Middle fingers. It's not a. Well, it might be a song, but it's not.
Fingers.
Middle fingers to the ceiling.
Middle fingers to the ceiling.
What?
What could that be?
I don't know.
Something?
An angry person having road rage.
Oh, we do maybe have 1 or 2 more relevant ones. Maybe. We'll see. You want to keep going?
What is it? Middle fingers.
Middle fingers to the ceiling. So you need symbol splooge
Symbol splooge.
And middle fingers to the ceiling. Number 6.
Like a splooge.
Butt cheeks on display.
Brussels.
Butt cheeks on display.
Butt cheeks on display. Butt cheeks
On display.
Butt cheeks on
We
display.
are not doing well.
I know. I don't
Okay,
know
the
anything.
butt cheeks. Let's talk this one like peaches. You know,
Butt
peaches,
cheeks.
butt cheeks on display. Your butt cheeks are what you sit
So
on,
in the butts in
Yeah.
the window.
and they're on display. So they're like a display full of your butt cheeks.
Right.
Poop.
And poop.
Oh no, just
Your butt cheeks on display.
Are you going to start selling your poop? What if I told you that selling your poop would allow you to quit your job?
I would do it. I would sell Natalie's poop.
Like people make
but
a
you'd
lot
have
of
to,
money
like,
selling like feet.
I would
handle
put
poop
You know what
all
I
the
would do?
time.
You know what I would do?
just gotta dunk
I
your
would
shit,
sell
yeah.
your poop. I would put pink food coloring into it first, and then it would be like poop for women.
Pink poop. Poop for women.
No women want the poop.
But no,
Only the men.
you still have to work. She
It'd
gets
be
to
called
quit her job.
PU with an umlaut P.
What if the two of you got to just you were poop sale? You were
Poop sales.
Poop salesman.
salesman.
Be fine. Be
Going
fine.
door to door.
Yeah, like your job would just be, whenever you pooped, you just package it up, send it to those.
Whenever you got to poop, you just go to someone's
Simps that
house
want your
and be
poop
like, here you
and-
go.
Yeah.
Life work.
I'm not going to get a talking to about it, so why not do
All right.
it?
Yeah.
So butt cheeks and
Butt cheeks on display.
God, what's wrong with us?
I don't fucking know.
What are any games ever made in the history of the?
Well, look at these things. Butt cheeks on display. That's
What could
supposed
that-
to be a game.
What could it be, you think?
I don't know. Two
Could be relevant, could not be.
circles on display.
2 circles.
Like cheeks.
Yeah, the cheeks. The butt cheeks.
Ooh. No. Something about a moon.
Yeah, it's something about moon. Is it like?
Moon.
No, it's. What if it's Is it like Lunar Capital? Is that a thing? What is display? That would
Capital,
make
though,
it sense.
display.
Fuck. Fuck this game.
Why are you laughing?
You'll see.
It is about a moon, right?
I'm not saying anything
Yeah,
about
stop
that.
digging.
Something with a
You always
moon.
dig for answers.
It does.
What
Well,
blink if it
sometimes
starts-
he gives me a hint.
Does it start with M? N?
Tell me if I'm getting close. Moon.
Blink once for yes and 2 for no.
Butt cheeks. Number 7. Let's move on. Number 7. Surf against turf.
Surf against turf.
Surf against turf.
Land versus sea.
Jeff.
Ah, dang.
Yes.
Half, I got it.
Correct. Nice.
Baby's
I remember
first
that game.
ass station. Did you guys sold that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We did.
I think we sold it. Weirdly, I think we sold it to Jared, the Meeple mentor.
Oh,
Really?
I don't know why I think that. Did I make that up? Probably.
I don't really. Reach out.
Number 8, Ghost Dicks.
Ghost dicks.
Ghost Dicks.
God, that could be like White Castle.
Well, here's your clue. Here's your clue here. Dicks does not mean penises. That's your clue.
Oh,
Ghost Dicks.
does not mean penises.
It does require
Thank
you
you
to
for
know
clarifying.
what other meanings there might be for
Well, yeah, like a
dicks.
dickhead, like an asshole,
No, I think it's
or like a Richard.
Richard. Dick. What is it? I forgot what it was.
Ghost Dicks.
Ghost dick. That could be like White Castles too. The ghost of dicks. White
You're right, it could be. All right, number 9.
Ghost. Hold on, let me write the word.
Okay,
dicks
yeah,
down.
Ghost Dicks. Number 9.
Ghost dicks.
Having a betterer time at the plant than your friend.
Betterer.
Jeff.
Funner factory. Factory funner.
Factory Funner.
Now that I
Correct.
know that
That's a
exists.
game.
I thought you talked about it before.
Nope.
Factory funner.
But I got it.
Sorry,
So
I thought. Yeah, that was
face.
not.
I thought you were like. I thought
Sorry,
you.
I always try to include games that both you know. I really thought that Jeff talked about it on the show at some point. There's a game called Factory Fun, and then there's a betterer one called Factory Funner.
yeah,
Got it,
it's better
got
than the
it.
first
All
year one.
Yeah. Number 10,
Yep.
Arizona. We have a problem. Natalie.
Space Station Phoenix.
Yes, Space Station Phoenix. Correct.
Oh, did
Is
you
it too
cheat?
ringy?
Wow,
for
you got that really
cheated.
fast. Yeah, she
How
got
do you
that one
see that?
quick. That was nice.
Did you share that answer with her?
No. She probably thought Houston, we have a problem. Houston's in
You should
Texas.
give
I
that
thought
game
of
a try. I know it's gone, but I
when you
have
said
it.
Arizona, I thought of Phoenix, and then
Yeah, that's
Oh, I just figured it out.
That's my.
just figure it out, Jeff.
Mine are the hard ones.
Yeah,
Jeff gets the easy ones.
figure
I
it
get the
out.
hard
I
ones.
the easy ones. I don't even know if funner existed.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to number 3, Symbol Splooge.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, symbol splooge. Yeah, so it's 4-2.
Jeff's up 4-2.
Yeah,
Natalie, you can come back here.
Splooge.
Symbol Splooge is number 3.
Symbol splooge.
Yep,
Just a bunch of symbols like.
I'm associating.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Or you're splooge. Are you splooging on the symbols?
Ooh.
The symbols are there, and then you're like, you know, that's the noise it makes.
How do you do that?
What if it really did make that?
What if you're just like,
Wait. I'm so close.
here it is. Oh.
It usually comes in like a couple of
I
different
feel like
spurts.
that would
It's like,
end in everybody
Yeah.
just laughing.
I've arrived.
You're like,
here it is.
You're like, oh,
Here it
Then you're
is.
like,
Here it is.
Oh man, we've peaked. Okay, symbols.
All right, symbol splooge.
God.
You also need middle fingers to the ceiling.
Middle finger. I don't know that one.
You
I got
need butt
nothing.
cheeks on display.
Butt cheeks on display.
And you need ghost dicks. Now remember, okay, here's your
display
clue.
and ghost
Here's your clue.
dicks.
We have 4 left, right, that you haven't gotten?
Yeah, 4.
One of these is relevant. That's your claw. The other 3, not so.
Relevant, as in today.
Let's see. One of the let's
probably.
see. One of these we no longer own, but we used to. I think Jeff might have as well.
Goodbye.
And 2 of them we own in our collection now.
The collection that is not going.
The collection not going anywhere. Correct.
That'll you stare at them all day.
So we have symbol splooge, we have middle fingers to the ceiling, we have butt cheeks on display, and we have ghost dicks.
I think that
Natalie,
was wrong.
what are
but
you-
is
what are you
Ghost
guessing for?
Dicks
Okay.
Paranormal detective.
It is because you might not know this. Dick is a
Oh.
slang term for
know
detective.
that, but I was just wondering.
Correct.
Done.
Ghost dicks,
Ghost
paranormal
dicks.
detectives. Yes, dick is. I'm gonna keep saying dick because it's not sexual.
Yeah.
Dick is a slang term for a detective. So good.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so you can deduce a little bit because we still have paranormal detectives in our collection.
Yeah.
So symbol
should.
splooge,
It was what?
middle fingers to the ceiling, and butt cheeks on display. One of the 3 of these is relevant. One of the 3 of these we still own, and the other one we no longer own.
buttholes on display. No, butt cheeks. Buttholes.
Butt cheeks. Butthole is a little bit more poopy.
Butt
Buttholes.
cheeks
Butthole.
Display.
on
Listen here,
display.
you
Listen,
butthole.
butthole.
Like a moon.
The butthole
lighting.
servers.
Yeah.
Like
Damn it.
Damn it.
Okay, and then
Picture
middle
of a
fingers to the
woman.
ceiling.
Middle fingers to the ceiling.
You just want to talk it out?
Yeah.
I thought maybe the word up or sky is probably in that one. Like
In which one?
up
Middle
or sky.
fingers?
Middle fingers to the ceiling.
Okay.
Ryan goes
Some
straight
reasoning.
association ceiling up.
Yeah.
You got your camel up there, but that's
No.
not your middle fingers. That's like your vagine to the ceiling,
Vagine to
camel
the
up.
ceiling.
That,
Yep.
that could be a future episode.
True. I'll-
Like flip.
I'll note
like
that.
you're flipping someone off. Flip ships.
Flip, I guess.
But
You
not
wanna
ships.
answer
That
flip
doesn't make
ships?
sense. Ships doesn't make sense.
So the
Or
ceiling, the ships are up there. Nope.
Okay, I won't say
What
anything.
about sky? Would there is there a thing with sky when you flip it? When you flippity doo dah?
Flippity doo dah.
Or where's your butthole on display? Like if you imagine sitting
Butt
in a
cheeks.
window. Oh yeah.
I know.
And you spread them.
I
And
feel like
moon
it has to be
landing.
moon. That's what you. pull
Everything's
your
all about
pants
moon.
Down and.
I'm in
show
the
your
moon
butt cheeks.
brain
That's
because I
like-
keep talking about moon.
I know.
The moon landing.
He said one of them's relevant. Is
But is your butthole always on display?
like
you
Lunar
shoot out the
Rush.
window?
Butthole.
Lunar Rush doesn't make sense for
No,
butt
Lunar
cheeks
Rush,
on display.
Lunar, the other one.
Maybe it is moon. Moon.
Yes, it's moon.
Well done.
It was great. You guys were like something with moon. Moon. There's moon in there. And I was like, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
I was
Don't
worried
laugh.
about the display being something else.
I know.
Well, because I was like, if I just say butt cheeks, typically when you moon somebody, you're like displaying your butt. So I'm
Yeah.
like, if I just say butt cheeks, I don't know if they'll get it.
I feel like we might have got it faster.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, yeah.
It might not have been a problem.
All right, we have 2 left.
Okay.
One of
Splooge?
them we
No.
own, one of them we don't. So yeah,
Splooge
symbol
already?
splooge
Oh, yeah.
and middle fingers to the ceiling. I like you guys talking these out, by the way.
Yeah.
Symbol.
I
like
enjoy
it
this.
too.
I enjoy
Yeah,
this.
Natalie likes to because she's gotten the last 2. that we talked about.
Well, I mean,
I
we're
know, I'm
talking
just
out.
kidding.
You didn't have
All
to
right,
give it
so
to me
symbol
for real.
splooge is
One of them
you-
we still own.
okay, and it's all about
That base.
splooging.
Is it?
Is
that
there
one?
anything you throw white stuff on?
God, I love how you make that. I can't do that.
I know.
I kind of can. Oh, cool. Thanks, Jeff.
Imagine just
Yeah, but his is
listening
more
to
like
this
a.
part of the show.
His sounds more like a drop in water.
I'm going to fast
you know,
forward like 2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
Yours sounds more
Keeps
like a
going.
two.
Why
Yours
is this
sounds
a
like a
5-hour
drop.
episode of the Gamecasters?
Oh, what if it was a fart when you came?
Oh my god. The douche.
Here it is. Yeah, the douche. We've turned into the douche.
Crazy Ira, the douche now.
We turned into the douche.
Crazy Ira.
Hey, the douche has like a master's degree.
Ooh, baby. Welcome to Douche Nation.
I like how they make him have like a doctorate or something later in the show.
Yeah, we
I
just
know.
want, we're
He's
going
like, I
through
graduated from Northwestern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I created this douche persona, and he's like, that was the douche talking. It wasn't really me.
Yeah. I'd love to bedoish you later. That was the douche talking. Really, it was a pleasure meeting you. I just licked the
Oh
microphone.
gosh.
Okay.
Symbol splooge and middle fingers to the ceiling. Should I? Do you guys want me to start giving them to you?
Yeah. I
F.
think
Middle finger one's F.
F
Up. Fup.
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 F
Fup.
you up. I'm gonna F you.
I will tell you. You want a clue?
Yeah.
close.
Fup is correct.
No. Fup?
Basically.
Fup.
I still don't get it.
Butthole.
Fup?
I mean,
It's correct.
I'm just saying what you're saying.
Like F-U-P?
Every single thing that you guys have been talking it out, you guys are like, yeah, you're nailing it.
Is
You're
this
right
the one
there.
we still
Yeah.
own?
I thought
Fup?
we were there.
I don't know. Is it?
Did we fup ourselves? What if you fupped?
You might have fucked up. You could have fucked this up.
Fup. We still.
Well, go back to your original line of thinking, Jeff.
Up. Fupping. You. The up part. You.
Okay.
Sky. Up. Fup. That's what we got. Flick up the ceiling.
Fup. What?
What are you saying?
I don't know.
Middle fingers to the ceiling.
Fup.
Fup.
I don't get it.
I want you to just ding in. Jeff, you should ding in. You just said it. Ding in. You said flick up to the ceiling.
Flick them up.
There it is. Yeah, it's flick them
Dang.
up.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. That's
It was funny. You were
We
like
should've
up,
got
and I'm like
that.
yes, and you were like flip up, and I'm like, oh my god, they got it.
Damn
Then you were
it.
like flick up to the ceiling. I'm like, they've got to hear it. I can understand.
I didn't hear
Your
it.
brain is not
Yeah.
working that
Yeah.
way.
I was stuck on flip and think flip.
Symbol splooge is. You want to know?
Just no.
I kind of want to know. I kind of have a guess.
Oh,
Okay.
ding in.
Make the difference.
No. Symbols are another way of saying letters. Splooge. could
Letter
be
jam.
Oh.
Said it first.
Sassy from Ted last time.
Fuck you.
So officially, we have a tie. We'll say.
Yeah.
Although technically, I guess Jeff won 4
Yeah,
to
I
3
think
because
Jeff
Natalie probably shouldn't have got that.
The rest of them we worked
Congratulations,
together. Yay.
you guys! All right, for today's top 5 of the episode, we're going to go back to our 5 reasons gaming is better than series, which I've really enjoyed.
Series.
Yeah, well, we've done 3 of them now. We've done gaming is better than why games better than sex, why games are better than better than dating, and why games are better than a tropical vacation.
vacation.
Okay,
Or Natalie messed up one of them.
did she? Oh.
Oh, no, that was the conventions. It was something better than board game conventions or... Oh, yeah, we did why board game conventions are better than vacations.
I think it was board game conventions are better than vacations.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
but Natalie
yes.
did board games better than conventions, and it turned out great.
It was hilarious.
right.
Let's hope she did something similar in today's top 5, which we are going to do. Why are board games better than money?
Money.
That's right. Money. We're gonna go in a circle. Me, Natalie, and with Jeff.
Good one.
All right. So here we go. Number 5 for me. Why board games are better than money? Because I actually have board games. Okay, so it's great. Natalie, what about you? What's number 5?
Good one. Okay, once you
the fuck up.
once you spend money, it's gone. A board game can be enjoyed over and over, and then you can possibly recoup some of the money by selling it.
Wow.
Okay.
Sounds like true life
Sure.
experiences.
Yeah. It's
By
bleeding
the way,
in.
I'm a treasury person in my job, so mine are probably gonna be boring.
For now.
Why don't you-
Actually, like
Here's what you,
factual.
if you just like not made them boring. Have you considered that?
Yeah.
Nope.
Like you didn't have to ding in for that.
You don't.
Oh, I thought you dinged in. You just
My
like you just
glass.
could just not make them boring if you don't. It's up to you. All right, Jeff,
Okay.
what's number 5?
My number 5, I'm going to move because it was my number 3. I actually have board games, so that's cool.
That's what I
yeah.
said. Yeah, nice. Number 4. I don't have to give away my board games every month to 500 different companies.
Yep.
So that's why.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet. All right, now
All
what's
right.
number 4?
You said to make it fun.
I was just kidding. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
Make it boring if you
You
want
can
to.
keep your board games safely at home instead of a federal institution who charges you fees.
All right.
There's no Fort Knox for board games.
My number 4 is not all of my board games have old dead white guys on them.
But a lot of them.
But
probably.
a lot of them still
yep.
do.
A lot of
but not all of them.
That's good.
Oh, great. All right, number 3. Games are much more fun to shove down a stripper's underwear. Think for that lap dance. Thank you. Oh, here's an encounter of my own for you, and it's Cosmic Encounter.
Oh my gosh.
That
You
sounds
take
way
chips
more
in
fun.
board games?
Yeah. All right, now that's number 3.
Okay, there are no classes of board games like upper, middle, lower, so there's more equality.
Upper, middle, lower
Like-
money.
No, well, like there's like lower class people who don't make as much money. The upper class, they make a lot of. They're like the
I
rich
see.
people.
Sure.
Like board games, it's just like equal.
Equals.
If you have them.
Everybody
Equals. Okay, cool.
No one's ever like, oh, you only have 50 board games.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're not rich like me. Although people kind of do that.
No.
Snooty.
They don't.
Do they?
I think so.
They like walk in and they're like, oh, that's
You
it.
only have 10 games.
And they look down
you only
on
have
you, or
two
they're
2x4
like,
Calyxes
loser.
flanking your TV. You're a fucking douche. Douche nation.
Dude.
All right, Jeff, what's number 3?
I went basically, my whole list is about like having like cash almost.
Yeah.
So my number 3 is my board games have not been touched by millions of people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Disgusting
That
money.
is
Yeah.
fucking gross. You get your board games. Well, unless you're going on the secondhand market.
That's true.
But still, it's not millions of people. It's probably like
Yeah.
1 or 2 sweaty nerds.
People that
Use them
touch
to
that
snort
dollar,
Coke.
it's probably maybe not in the millions, but it's disgusting.
Well, shit, I gotta redo my thinking because whenever I get a new bill, I lick it.
Oh,
Maybe I
yeah.
should stop doing that.
Yeah.
Well, fuck
you
it.
do you.
I like pink eye.
You know, people poop in buckets. And buy it, so.
Number 2, I won't lose my house if I don't have enough board games.
Yep.
So that's
That's
a lot
true.
better. All right, Natalie, what's number 2?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. You don't have to constantly worry if you have enough board games.
Right. Well, yeah, if you have enough board games, that's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, do I have enough board
Oh
games?
God, I don't know
It's
if
the
I
first of the
have.
month.
What am I gonna do?
It's the
Right.
first of the month. Do I have enough board
Ah,
games?
shit.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy.
We're short. Guess we gotta go.
You gotta go out and get a new,
You're
you gotta
done.
go get one right now.
You live in
Go
the
get a
street
board
now.
game on
Yeah, we
loan.
gotta go.
All right, Jeff, number 2.
Again, to stick with the cash, none of my board games have been through the washing machine. So they're always on the shelf.
You're right.
I don't
Yes,
find them
that's
in the
good.
laundry.
Yes,
I
good,
like that.
good call. Number 1 for me, borrowing my bookie's copy of Quantum will not get my legs broken because it's much easier to just return to him. than if I'm like betting on horse racing and I can't pay up because I lost it all. Fuck you, bitch. All right, number 1 now. That was number 1.
Mine is sometimes people will give you board games for free. That's hardly ever the case with money.
Yeah, it's a mystery box. I'm gonna give away a mystery box of money.
$50. Yeah.
Here, just have $100.
All right, Jeff, number 1.
My number 1 is the metal coins in my board games are way better than pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters.
That's true.
Way
They
better.
do feel
They are
like
so much
a
cooler.
lot cooler.
Yeah,
Do you guys have any honorable mentions?
I do not.
I was just
So
gonna
that's going to do
say
it for us tonight, everybody. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on Instagram at Gamecasters or at Mad Board Gamer. Both of those accounts service the podcast. We also have a Facebook group. Just search Gamecasters and you'll find us there. You can also email us at thegamecasterspodcast@gmail.com. If you like the show, we'd love it if you consider giving us a rating on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you listen that allows you to rate us. We've also got a Patreon. If you want to support the show, feel free to head on over to patreon.com/thegamecasters. There's also a merch store where you can find all sorts of different Gamecasters, Mad Board Gamer, Gateway gear. So head on over to thegatewaynetwork.com/store. Please follow me and consider subscribing on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamecasters. So for Natalie and Jeff the Mad Board Gamer, I'm Ryan, and you have been listening to The Gamecasters. Good night, everybody.